Well, hey, what's up, you guys? It's your Drive Home Podcast. I'm your Drive Home Podcast host, Ryan, here with another episode. Put that in the background, maybe. Why not? As I'm letting this play, I'm like realizing that I had this playing. The whole thing played for the intro of the last episode that I did, and it was so loud. Oh man, so loud. I'm so loud to myself. I got like a little bit of a lag. It's annoying. But yeah, I hope you guys are driving safe. Hope you guys are being safe. I am super loud. And it's just me. I don't even need these, in all honesty. It's just me. Stupid. Anyways. So yeah, thank you guys for being here. Got a pretty interesting show lined up for you guys. I know it's been a while since we've done it. We've been doing an average of like 2 episodes per month so far this year, and that's how it's looking. It's pretty much gonna go like that. I got 2 cameras here, so I need to look at this camera. I just got a new camera. For those of you watching, it's an actual 4K camera, as opposed to my 1080p camera that I had. This thing is nice, but I feel like it's a little choppy. Maybe. Now I have my old camera here. Way different. This is 1080p. Way different. But I feel like it's smoother. Like your hands. You can see your hands and movement better. And this one here. So this is it's called the E.5. It's the same brand, but it's just a different camera. It's a 4K AF. Autofocus is what that means. Just to be clear. Yeah, I don't know. I like, and also it's like super close up. This is just what it is. Not even zoomed. This is actually zoomed a little bit so I can kind of match it. And it's still way off. Still way off. It's still way off, but it's like not even in the same direction. But anyways, yeah, just wanted to pop on here, man. I feel like there's been like pretty much, so this is what it's been like. It's been like an episode, and then a recap, and then another good episode, and then a recap. That's pretty much what I'm doing. I think that's how this season's going to go. These are going to be the stinkers, unfortunately. But I feel like I need to kind of like almost like recap what we talked about in the last on the last episode and whatnot, and yeah, I just feel like it needs to happen. So yeah, there's so much that needs discussed. I mean, my goodness, I don't even know where to start. I've been putting this off, in all honesty. Just been putting this off. Just straight up. So many things, life events have went by, and I haven't even done this just because I've just been, man, I've been tired. I've been running rampant. That's a whole nother thing. Yeah, really just so I had my band last weekend. We my band, the Morning Bird, plug them as often as I can. We played a show on a Thursday night. So I worked all day Thursday, and then I played a gig Thursday night, and then Friday morning I worked, and then Friday night I played another gig. So I was completely come Saturday, I was done. I didn't do anything. I had no energy at all. I just sat around and did nothing. It was crazy. Um, yeah, I just, man, I just, I couldn't do it. So I owe Jeremy Demery an apology. I was going to come out to Secret Society Comedy. They were doing a show. Jeremiah Watkins was there, who is a very well known comedian. He was on Kill Tony. Love this dude. I had bought a ticket. Okay, I even bought a ticket to go to this, and I didn't go. I just didn't go. I didn't go. I didn't go. It's just insane to me that it's just insane to me that I did not go to a concert or not a show, a comedy show that I paid to go to. I I've hit a new low. I've hit officially a new low. Um that was just sad. I mean, man, but I guess I just didn't measure how tired I would be. I wasn't sure how tired I would be after playing those two shows. When you're playing drums, man, you're just it's so much work. It was a lot. So I think that was what caused me to miss that show completely. I really, really let myself down. I canceled on plans I had made with myself. I can't believe I did that. Like insane. I was just laying in bed. It was so funny. I took a nap from like, what was it? I took a nap from, I was like, let me take a nap at 8 o'clock. At 8 p.m., let me take a nap until 10:15 p.m. Man, I woke up at 10:15. I was like, there ain't no way in hell I'm getting out of bed. I texted Jeremy. I'm like, dude, I'm not coming. You can give my seat to someone else. He's like, okay, thanks. And he's like, are you good? I'm like, no. That is a long story. I was like, I'm just tired, dude. 2 gigs this weekend. And the weekend was just starting. So that was like my whole Saturday, just tired, laying around, watching movies, watching. I actually caught up on a lot of Marvel movies. I watched, man, I was behind. I watched Thor: Love and Thunder, I think it was, something like that. That was interesting. Uh, that was nice because I watched all those movies growing up in theaters, and that was cool. Um, what else did I watch? Then I watched geez, Spider Man. Is that the new one? The one where it's like the Spider Verse or whatever with Doctor Strange. So then I watched that because I was like kind of behind. I think I need to go back to watch one of the Spider Man movies because I'm lost. Like I think I watched the Long Way Home one. I keep seeing that one. I think if that's the one that was in Paris or something. Sucks that I'm here by myself, but um yeah, if that's the one that was like not in New York, then that's the one I did see. I just felt like I was missing something. I don't know if it was like just been too long since I've seen that movie, maybe. Probably. Um but yeah, I don't know. That was weird. I Then I started watching because Doctor Strange was in that movie, so I started watching the new Doctor Strange movie, the Doctor Strange, the Multiverse of Mayhem or whatever, and I started it. Honestly, I didn't finish it, and I have not went back to it. I had no desire to watch that. It was just, it just was what it was. Um, but yeah, watched a lot of Marvel movies that I Haven't really. I watched that The Marvels, that movie too. Oh, and I watched a lot. God, no wonder I was too tired to go to a comedy show. I guess I was just sitting around watching. Yeah, I watched a lot. You know what, man? I pay for these apps. Damn it, I'm gonna watch my stuff. All right, so leave me alone. Um. So yeah, got things kind of. We're kind of outgrowing our space down here, which is actually a good problem. We got well, there's that other one. Got this, a better. Actually, this is another one of those 4K cameras over there, where Tim normally sits, or our guest. I got this overhead in case we do a game or whatever. You see, I got another couch back there. Oh, I don't have that camera connected, but I have a camera back there that's connected. That's gonna be for the guest, because sometimes we have a lot of guests. Um, that was complete chaos on that last episode. We had 5 people talking. My goodness, that was a lot. Which that was awesome, man. I gotta say that was such a good episode. Um, just the promotion. The I gotta hand it to Grayson, who I had on. Uh, Former drummer of Aaron Carter. If you haven't watched that episode, I highly encourage you to do so. That was a very good episode that we did, and it was great. Gonna have him on again soon, sometime soon, and got a lot of attention from that. Um, some good, some whatever. But uh, as far as posting on, just promoting, man, Facebook, Instagram. I found Facebook actually kind of works. Uh, what else? Oh, TikTok. Never been into TikTok, but I have a TikTok, and I posted one of our videos from that episode, which was stupid. It wasn't even about Aaron Carter, which that grabbed a lot of attention too. I did a few reels. Um, I even had a reel company reach out to me, ask me if they wanted me to create reels for them. They made one from my last episode. But anyways, oh crap! I knew I shouldn't have said that. I'm gonna get sidetracked. Crap! What was I saying? I can't remember now. Crap. I'm hoping that our last episode kind of really ups. Oh, I was saying TikTok, 159 likes on one of our posts on TikTok. Apparently, TikTok is the place for clout chasing. Who knew? Um, but yeah, man. I feel like there's so much I wanted to talk about, man. I had last year I did an episode on my anniversary when I had my kidney transplant, which was a few weeks ago now. Wanted to do another episode because that was an audio only episode. I talked about my experience in the hospital mostly, and um there's so much more than that. There's so much more to that, and I'll get into it eventually. Not today, but man, yeah, I just almost kind of like dreaded doing this. I don't know why. I just, man, I it's just not the same. It's like a lot of the passion isn't there anymore. Maybe I don't know, but I do enjoy the episode. You know what I think it is? It's kind of like when you're in a band. Or I can think of a better analogy. I don't know. I'll go with this. I'll go with this. When you have like a musician that's really good in your band, and then they're not around, and you have to like get someone else to fill in. I think a lot of my musician friends can relate to this. And then it's just not as good. Like, oh man, I wish this person was that person. they really kill it on the drums. Or I get that compliment a lot. Not blowing my own horn here or anything, but I get that compliment a lot anytime I play drums for someone. And then, even if it's just for a gig, and I'll hear that a lot. Like, oh man, we really love. I heard it in church a lot too, growing up. Oh man, it's just not the same without you on the drums, man. It's just hard, and I get it. It's hard to you go from not having something to having something, and then you got to go back to not having that other thing. So that's kind of like this. I guess that's what I'm trying to compare it to. Is it's hard to go back to do these episodes solo. It really is. When you've had a whole crew here doing the majority of the talking for you, because I noticed while editing these, I'm like, man, I really aren't. I'm not really hardly talking at all. It's all Tim and whoever my guest with Kelly. I don't care. They asked good questions on that episode. They had better questions than I did. So I was really thankful that they were here to do that. It was awesome. It worked out, and Scott was here, and he again killed it on the video. Unfortunately, we didn't have things ready. We just don't have it together. I mean, this is again a passion project. What do you expect? Come on. So, I actually made some reels from that episode. Here's one of them.
3 shows. They were all like those 3 shows led to a few more like one-offs, and the one-offs led into a whole big entire tour. That's also the kind of person that Aaron was. I mean, he was very nonchalant. He was very pretty much anyone that he would talk to, he would make it. It was almost like you knew him for years. You know what I'm saying? So, but it was just so chill, everything, because I knew I had an assignment.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I just did it, and that's why he wanted me to be on the road with him, because he knew that I could handle it.
Did you get to do any studio work with him at all?
No, unfortunately not. He and I had talked about it off and on throughout the years, but we ended up not.
I think there's another one that's gonna start playing.
So we did an arena show with Nelly. It was like 20,000 people there. Aaron was co-headline. Story about that. So that day we had that show, I was driving from Cleveland down, and my transmission went. Yeah, of all the days for it to go,
right.
So I had to take as much equipment as I could, and I shoved it into a small little Uber. And I had I Ubered to a guy that I knew that could help me out, and took everything out of the Uber, put it in his vehicle, and I got there. I was all set up. I had sound checked, did everything. As soon as I had finished, he was like, "What's up, man? Like, how's it going?" You know, he was like, "What's wrong?" I'm like, you seem a little not like yourself or whatever." So I told him what happened, and he was like, "And you managed to get down here and get all of this done before I even got here?" He was like, "Wow." So, he reaches into the bag that he had, and he pulls out a lot of cash, gives me money to put towards fixing my transmission. And that's the kind of thing that like a lot of people don't see, or they don't hear about.
Right.
He was a very giving person. Aaron was the homie, man. Yeah, he treated me like family.
Thought I did a pretty good job on those, considering I'm doing all this by myself. I did both of those. He wanted Grayson. He wanted that music under there, a song called "Dearly Departed." So I was like, all right, I'll just name the episode that, because it is, for the most part, was about Aaron. We did a lot of we played a game on there. That was fun, man. We're gonna start doing more stuff like that for you guys. A little more entertainment, because I know me and Tim, we can talk, and sometimes it's irrelevant to what anyone even knows about, because we're talking about stuff from our childhood that no one gives a crap about. So yeah, I know it's sometimes those old episodes, man. Go back and if you really want to torture yourself and listen to me and just talk about nonsense that no one could give two craps about, in all honesty. But whatever. I wanted to watch that first part of that video again. Hold on.
So I did 3 shows. They were all like those three shows led to a few more like one-offs,
Yeah.
and the one-offs led into a whole big entire tour. That's also the kind of person
Okay, so this part right here, where he does this backflip,
Aaron was. I mean, he was very nonchalant. He was very
that part is so sweet. And unfortunately, it did not, when I bounced this episode a few weeks ago, this part here where he flips over the kit, let me go back. That is so awesome. So I'm going to play it over and over on this episode, damn it. Because I could not believe it when I freaking, there we go. All right, well, just had to get one more in there. That's so sweet. I love that. I love that. When I was bouncing it, for whatever reason, whatever inexplicable reason, it decided to pause just the video, not the audio, just the freaking video right at that part. Why? Why did that happen? Why did that happen right at the sweetest part? Like, it could have paused at any other moment in that whole 3-hour episode, but there, and it did, and you missed it. So there you go. Grayson, I apologize. I showed him, I pointed it out, and he's like, oh man. In the future, I'm not going to point things out when I notice it, but I was so angry at myself. Like, how did that? It wasn't my fault. I don't know what happened. The audio didn't lag. Nothing lagged. Just the video. So it must have been a rendering problem when I was doing the project in this app that I use on an iPad. Yeah, that's why things are looking kind of janky. I don't know what I'm doing, man. And looking at that quality, man, I wish I had these 4K cameras back when I did that episode, because it looks so grainy and terrible. Now this looks better, but I feel like the action is a little laggy, just slightly. It might just be my video, processor that I'm looking at, but man, that really grinded my gears. It is what it is. And we're trying the best we can here, and I think we're doing all right. But that was a huge success. That episode's now in our top 10, which our top 10, man, those numbers are high because it was when we first started and I had more people listening. And I feel like during the pandemic, people were listening more. And then now that we're out of that, just not so much anymore. And when I started this was like the tail end of the pandemic. And anyways, man, what else did I want to talk about? I guess I want to talk about this thing that was in the news, and I don't know the whole story, but this guy, apparently he was out with his family, this Latino man in his 50s. He's like 52 or something. I don't know his name. I know very little about this, even though I watched a lot about it. I can't remember anyone's name. I've been coming home, turning my TV on, and court TV is on. So I just watched these trials, just sitting in my living room watching these trials. It's hilarious. And I get really into it too. I really do. I'm like yelling at the TV sometimes. It's crazy. Yes, I'm at that age where I'm just entertained by whatever's on TV. I don't need to like put in a movie or a special like some type of some type of TV series on Netflix, unless it's like a good one. I don't know. I'm kind of just growing out of all that stuff. Just I don't want to sit there and just mindlessly just click so I see something that appeals me. I feel like it's too much. It really is. It doesn't work. And they're taking all my money. I want my money back, and I want it now. So, God, another rant, and I just got completely sidetracked. I don't know what I was talking about. Something about, God, I don't know. Yeah, so this guy, anyways, this thing that I saw, this video that I saw of this guy, he's like in his 50s. He approaches these kids and they're rafting and they're having a good old time, a gay old time, if you will. and they 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 start messing with him, and I guess he has like a phone on like some type of thing. I don't know. And he drops it. It's his wife's phone. Whatever. He drops it in the water. He's looking for this phone, and these kids are kind of taunting him. They're all like young, 19. I don't even know how they got the alcohol. They're so young. They were so young. And they're taunting this guy, and he said something, and they're like, "Oh, what did he say? He's looking for little girls." He said he's looking for little girls. Like some type of mob mentality, because I don't think he was out there doing that and announcing that, and and they all start saying it, like, like chanting it, and then one kid knocks him over into the water, and this is like knee deep water. Like, dude, you can drown in this easy. He gets up. Another kid punches him in the face. He goes back down. I feel like there was a spider on me. It probably was. Ugh. And yeah, another kid punches him in the face, falls in the water again. The guy gets up. I'll just play the video. The guy gets up and he stabs someone. I'll just say this. At the end result, someone dies. So a little discretion is advised. You have been warned.
What are you talking about? What the hell are you talking about? What? Get away from us. What? What's going on with y'all homie?
I think that's where he drops his phone. Or his wife's phone.
Yo, the new iPhone got that good quality. What do you say? Yeah, what the hell? Who is this? Yes.
So this is like a compilation of different phones together, I think.
Who is that? What is the culture? Who is that? Who the hell is this?
So he's still looking. Yeah, these kids are drunk. Yeah, this is crazy. So I don't know exactly. The beginning of the video, you see him like charging them. So let's go back to the very beginning of the video. He's got something in his hand right there, his mouth. He dropped something right there, and I think that had his phone on it. It was like some type of weird device. Maybe you stick it on the end of something, and I don't know. And he's looking. And he just wants to get his phone at this point, and they're just laughing. Ha ha ha! What are you talking? So the reason why they're saying what are you talking about? He is Puerto Rican or Mexican. I don't know. This is how little I know. But he speaks Spanish. He's speaking Spanish, and they're like, huh? What?
What's going on with y'all homie? He's on camera. Stripping. He's on 4K. Yo, the new iPhone got that good quality. What do you say?
See, they don't know. They don't. Sometimes you hear someone speak a different language, and it sounds like they're just mumbling. But then you're like, oh, that was a different language. And these kids are inebriated, and they're also like kids.
Yeah, what the hell? Who is this? Yes.
This turns into a horror movie real fast.
Who is that? What is the culture? Who is that? Who the hell is this? He said he was looking for little girl. He said he was looking for little girl. You're looking for little girl? Yeah. That's exactly what he said. Weirded us out. I even have that part on camera. Did I? Some young ass kid.
Yeah, it's some type of language barrier. He's just laughing like, ha ha ha. Now this is when they start getting physical. And look, they knock him over. Then they slap him. Then they push him. Why are they doing this? Okay, so when he got up just now, it happened really fast. But when he got up just now, right here, this girl's like twerking on him or something, you can see. And it looked like he was liking it for a second. Right? I think he was trying to laugh it off. And then this happened. Then he pushes him over. I think not only he falls over, but one of the kids falls over too. I don't know. But then they're all slapping him and throwing him in the ground. Look at this. This is insane, dude. So the guy gets up. I'm trying to go frame by frame here. And he has already stabbed them. I don't know. So my guess, when I said that he was liking it, I think he was stabbing her right there. So when you go back here to here, look at that crazy look in his eye. He looks insane, doesn't he? But either way, I look at this like self-defense. You look at this and you go, this guy's being thrown around and punched in the face, and so he's like, what am I gonna do? So then right here, I think he stabbed them right there. Right there, he's stabbing someone. Maybe not. The video jumps there. It jumps to something else. They knock him over. He's going down. He's in the ground, or he's in the water. I think right away he's reaching for his knife right now out of his pocket. So when someone punches him, right there, I think he's stabbing the kid. Right in the gut. Right there. Right when that kid pushed him, he stabbed him. Yep. Now they think that he hit someone, but he stabbed that girl over here. This is complete pandemonium. Can you imagine if you had kids this age and they're just out there acting like this? So this kid is all bloody. I love that. Are you serious? So he stabbed like 4 kids. And then the whole this isn't real. I'm sorry to tell you, it is. That was a very doctored version of the video that I saw. Yeah, I gotta say, personally, self-defense, man. This dude's being harassed by a bunch of kids, and they're just punching him in the face and knocked him in the ground, and you screwed around and you found out, right? I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. Self-defense, man. He could have drowned in that water. What if they all just started drowning him? Just gonna let him drown? Well, like I said, I was watching somebody. I heard about this on another show, and I heard about it in the news and saw it on Facebook and all the other places, and saw it on Court TV one day. I came home and they were doing the trial, and I was like, oh wow. And that was when I learned that that guy didn't speak English. The whole family, none of them spoke English. They had to use interpreters in court for his family that he was with and everyone, all the witnesses that saw. I guess they were the rest of his family was like on the other side of the lake, so they were far. And he was over there. I don't know what he was doing. I don't know, but I saw parts of the trial and highlights, and they did come down. This is actually an old story now. This happened like 3 weeks ago or something, and they've already made a verdict on this, and verdict guilty. That guy is guilty of killing. He killed one of those kids. The kid was like 19 or 20 years old. Very young. Kid had braces. Devastated family. This guy's 52. They don't care. They look at it like, dude, you knew better. You shouldn't have been in that situation. You should have walked away. I don't know, man. I kind of find that kind of. I wasn't there. I wasn't there to see all the different pieces to the puzzle, if you will, or whatever. I wasn't there to see all of the court, pre-trials and all of it. I wasn't there to witness any of that. So I gotta assume that they did the right thing and found him guilty of manslaughter. Of, I think at least one of those kids died, and that girl got stabbed. And man, I gotta go back to that. What was that? That was like way down here somewhere. Right when they knock him in. This is they cut something out here. There was something right here. And I think when that guy and that kid in the yellow shorts, he was the one that died. When he pushed him, that was right when he stabbed him in the stomach. And look, she's bleeding right there. Oh man. I mean, you can see that. Oh God. Oh, dude, that's terrible, isn't it? I'm not laughing, but he kind of looks scary, dude. I mean, I told you it was like a horror film. That was like a horror movie. My goodness, crazy. Speaking of horror films, I saw this Scary Movie. I'm terrible with Roman numerals. I'm guessing that's 6. Yeah, the 6th installment of Scary Movie. Looks like they're gonna do a parody of Midsummer there. And something else, I don't know. They might mix Midsummer with, is it Midsummer? Midsummer with an O. So anyways, man, yeah, that was cool. One thing I also wanted to talk about that I never got to was the eclipse, the thing that we saw here in Northeast Ohio. I know we got other countries listening, people that were hearing about that, and right where I am in Northeast Ohio, we were right in the path of totality. That was one of the, I gotta say, man, one of the most amazing things I've ever seen in my entire life. I've got to admit it, that I was very underwhelmed, and I kept all day. Everyone, like, because people made such a big deal out of, oh, don't eat during the eclipse. I saw stuff like that. Don't eat during the eclipse. Really? Like, come on, man. Like, all types of, it doesn't matter what it is. Anything that happens, there's always going to be just craziness. Like, there was like places running out of food because people were stocking up some people thought like there were like religious people thought it was like the rapture that was gonna happen. I mean, my goodness, man, if people just lose their minds anytime something like that. I mean, this was a very once in a lifetime. I mean, this I think the last one that happened like this was in this area where we live is 1809 was the last time. And the next one is who knows, like 100 years from now or more. 1809 all the way to 2024. Man, really makes you appreciate what time you're living in, right? It's crazy. Because they didn't have nothing, man. They didn't have. They were just sitting in the dark, kind of like I was. I forgot to actually mention. We just had a tornado warning here in Cleveland. I'm in a suburb of Cleveland, but yeah, we just had a tornado watch. That's why I was down here. That's kind of what got the fire on under my ass and got this going, because I was down here either way, man. It was kind of getting concerning outside. It was scary looking outside. I've never seen clouds that look like that. Like they just looked bright gray and angry, and it looked like it was just shining a demon on everything. Like everything just looked super shiny but dark outside. I'm not talking about the eclipse. I'm talking about this. See, I already got sidetracked. I want to talk about the eclipse. But yeah, side note, just survived a storm, a terrible tornado storm that was coming my way. So all's good though. Getting back to the eclipse, back to the chlorophyll. Yeah, here was everyone took photos and videos. Here's mine, all right? You guys got to suffer through it.
See, you hear those? They're going crazy.
So this was, I was on the, my parents have a little pond in their backyard at their house. That was it. You know, it looks terrible.
That's what I said. You can't.
I got a shot. I was with my grandfather. My grandfather there.
They said if you got dogs, the dogs.
Um,
I don't hear those dogs.
He's 95. He got to witness this thing in his lifetime.
You hear those? They're going crazy.
But you hear those geese? That was the creepiest thing. Right when that happened, all these geese started just barking like that.
They
That's
said
what.
if you got dogs, the dogs outside. I don't hear those dogs. Well, they're not home. See, you hear those? They're going crazy.
My grandfather laughing. He's crazy. He's a nut. 95 years old. He's going on 25. Yeah, he's so funny. Oh my gosh. He's always flirting with women. He was in the hospital not long ago and he came out. He's a tough cookie, man. He's a tough cookie. He's been around a long time, seen a lot of things, and that's another one of them. That was one of the most amazing things I've ever seen. The light around that was like almost like had like a tint of blue to it. It was so beautiful. My goodness, I've never seen anything like that. And that's just like some random celestial event. I'm glad I said that right. I almost said incestual. Sorry, I just had to get that joke out of there. But let's see. So yeah, in a little bit, I'm gonna have an interview with my friend Chris that I had on last season. He was on with us. That was fun. Not us, but it was me and Chris. And he's one of my fellow. I kind of call him my musician soulmate. He's one of my musician soulmates. Me and him, we blend together musically well. We always have. Anytime we get together, we're jamming. He lives in Austria now. he was on a lot last year when we did the audio only stuff. But yeah, he came back on, so he'll be on shortly. We'll kind of little curveball for you. End the episode that way. Unfortunately, Chris, some of our episodes. So we did the Zoom thing. So I have not done one of these episodes, these web episodes, in a while. I was using an app called WebEx Meet, and I tried that, and it wasn't working. So we went with Zoom, and I'm not too familiar with Zoom. So I thought I was recording each. You only get like 30 minutes or something with the free trial. So we did 30 minutes, took a break, recorded it, I think. I recorded, I hit record. I believe it's saved. And then we did another session, took another break. Then we did, I think, a third one. I think one of these sessions, unfortunately, did not get saved. I have 2 of them. I don't have the third one, which sucks. So I don't know if it's the end of the interview, beginning, whatever. I'll figure that out, and then I'll pop in at the end of this, and I'll just kind of close it out. But yeah, it kind of sucks having to build the episode that way. I wasn't aware of what I was doing. I shouldn't have did that. I guess I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to scrap the whole thing, but I will salvage the best that I can. So yeah. Man, I think I've talked about just about everything. One thing I wanted to talk about, if they were even listening by now that we've been going almost an hour, close to it. I probably should have addressed this at the beginning of the episode, not so far into it. I meant to bring this up much sooner, and I apologize. So this is in regards to episode 3, I think. I believe it was episode 3 I did with my friend Laura. Laura, man, I need to grab myself a Zippix toothpick. That's right. Zippix. Zip more, smoke less. Zippix toothpicks. I'm going to need one for this conversation real quick. And by the way, Zippix, y'all have not emailed me back. We were talking. What's up? So, might need some water too. There's a lot of things I got to say about that. I don't know if I'm going to be able to articulate it in the way that I wanted, in the way that I have with myself in the shower or in the car. These are, driving thoughts, things that we talk about all the time. This is called Your Drive Home. So, driving thought. Perhaps me getting involved with something that doesn't really involve me at all was in great error. That's all I can say. Because I did not mean to get involved in this. I was clout chasing, if at best. Clout chasing. So things have gotten to the point where we did the episode. For those of you that didn't even listen, whatever, I'll recap it. My friend Laura came on. Her and I grew up together. She's basically like my sister. Rosie, my ex-girlfriend. Her and Rosie were friends for years and years and years. And something happened. They had a falling out. I got involved. Laura asked to be on my podcast. I believe that's how that went. It was her idea. I I did not go against that idea because I looked at that as an opportunity to do an episode, and it was content worthy, at least to me, at the expense of friends, at the expense of people I care about and grew up with. Um, so yeah, that's all I can say is I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I got involved. I should not have. I really should not have. So just had to put that out there. I've thought of different ways of saying that. I think that's the easiest way of saying that without offending anybody. Um, I do apologize. I know Rosie is kind of a private person, and putting her on, just putting that out there at all was probably a bit much. Um, so yeah, I think that's that. Um, I did reach out to her, and she never reached. I know she saw it because right when I sent her the episode, because weeks and weeks went by and no response. I sent her the episode. I looked up and I saw that I had a few extra plays on that episode. Coincidence? Maybe, maybe not. Pretty random episode to have random plays on. I've had better ones that I'd have plays on because I'm checking that shit. I'm checking it. I'm on it. Um, but yeah, that's all I can say about that. And I know, I don't know, whatever. That's that. I think that whole thing is just dead. So just kind of pretend. Look at that like the second episode in The Last of Us. So, anyways, yeah, I think I'm gonna get into this interview here. So we'll take a break here. I'll play that footage for you guys, and I'll wrap everything up in a little bit. All right, hang on. Yeah, so Chris Molina back on with us. Uh, thank you for being here.
Dude, it's a pleasure, man. It's a pleasure.
Yeah, man, it's been like what, at least 6 months since I've even talked to you, really.
Yeah, and so many things have happened since then. It's like
Sure.
craziness.
I'd imagine. So you're what? You're backpacking right now. You're
Kind of in a weird way. I've been fighting with a lawyer for like a year now to get my visa in Austria at the moment.
Hmm.
And the way I've been surviving is playing music on the street, and my wife also works, and so we've just been you know, somehow making it happen. It's been really awesome.
That's
And
awesome.
although it's a bit of a struggle, but it's honestly brought us closer together. And I've managed to do a lot of really awesome things here in Vienna that honestly I would not have been able to do if I didn't have the time for it. If I had a full-time job. So
Yeah.
it's been really cool. And now I am tasked with getting a criminal background check from Germany. So I have to sort of backpack to Germany, and the only way to get one is to register yourself in Germany at an address. So I'm staying at my friend's beautiful place, man. He has a phenomenal house,
Yeah.
and it's an
That's
honor
awesome.
being here.
That's awesome.
And yeah, and I have to register myself and then request they call it a Führungszeugnis. That's his criminal background check. And it takes about 2 weeks. So I'm just kind of hanging out here in Germany for 2 weeks, waiting for this thing to come in the mail. And
That's
yeah,
sweet.
I'm like seeing a lot of old friends in Dresden that I used to hang out with, and just catching up with a lot of people. And now I'm catching up with you, man. So it's cool.
Yeah. I love that. That's awesome, dude. Yeah, that's good for you, man. You've always been like that, man. You've always been kind of a gypsy, man. Just kind of going from place to place.
Yeah,
That's
my hips don't lie, bro.
right, right. No, I love it, man. I love you, man. I just anytime we get together and talk, it's a good time, and I'm so glad I get to catch up with you here. So yeah, man. What else is, besides, I know you're married now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
I finished an album, which is great, and
awesome.
yeah, and right now my band we're just working on learning all the songs because I played everything on all the recordings, so it was just a matter of finding somebody to play the part and
Right,
somebody
right.
who could set their ego to the side and say, "Okay, I'll learn your songs." You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Um, which is very difficult to find, you would think. And it's not that I'm super strict on them playing exactly what I wrote. It's more like I have a vision for the song, and if they've already made some small changes to the stuff, and I'm okay with it because I'm always open to critique and suggestion. It's just as
hmm,
long as the song stays on the original idea to a certain degree. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
Dude, I'm. That is the literal reason why I have no projects. Is because I don't trust anyone but me. So I'm
yeah.
afraid that if I create something, I've even had people, oh, dude, let's record something. I'm like, I don't trust you. Like, I don't know. I don't trust myself. That's why I don't
dude,
record anything.
dude, dude, he's talking about creating a song, not holding your newborn baby. You're like, dude, I don't trust you.
But that's how it feels like, right? When you have a song, and especially if it's
Yeah,
something important to you, and you put a lot of effort into it.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
hard to write a good song. So if it's a good song, like, dude,
yeah,
I want this
yeah,
to be I want this to be a banger, as the kids say, or
yeah.
whatever.
Yeah. I think they say it's what's the word?
Oh, is
They
that
have
out
all
now?
those Gen Z kids have a word for it. I forgot what it was.
It moves fast. All their
Yeah, dude.
lingo,
There's
it changes fast.
so many new words, whatever. But I know what you mean. Like I find that I can tolerate someone changing my song if I wrote a really solid singing melody, which is the most important part of the song, in my opinion.
Right.
So, like, there were times where I was a little like a less experienced musician, and I would write a singing melody, but really in the back of my head, I was like, it's this guitar riff that's carrying the song. But
Yeah.
and then someone would come along and try to change it, and I'd be like, no. That's the backbone of the song. So I
Yep.
was putting priority on something that wasn't even that important. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yeah, I was an
Makes
idiot.
sense.
And now I find that I can collaborate much better if the song sounds really good just with voice and acoustic, then I don't mind other things changing once the full
Okay.
band is there.
That
You
makes
know what I'm
sense.
saying?
That makes sense. Yeah, that's some a bit of dying to yourself, if you will. You gotta let
Yeah.
go and not be such whatever, a Nazi or whatever about everything. So
Yeah, it's also, also to a certain degree, I think what's equally important is you find people to jam with who are sympathetic to your cause as a songwriter, like people who can hear your song and not just be like, oh, I got a riff for this, or I can make it so much better, but they're more thinking, oh, I can help you express this idea even better. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like they're not thinking so much about how good they are. They're thinking about how they can add to the song, you know?
yeah, it's
So
true.
empathetic players.
I had a band that I started a couple years ago. We wrote one single. It was more of like a studio band. It was like a project. We were all recording in the studio
Yeah,
out in. It was far, man. I was driving a long way. It was before I had all this. I was living in an apartment in
yeah,
Lakewood, a small place, so I didn't have anything like this. So I was
yeah.
driving, like, spending my whole Saturday going all the way out to like Cuyahoga Falls in the middle of, like, yeah, it was far. And we would
Jeez,
get
dude.
together, and our bass player would be like, "Oh, you should do this," and he would change the almost the chord structure of songs, and like it got to the point where I'm like, this isn't worth it for me anymore. I'm not coming out here anymore. Like, this is done. This
Yeah.
band is over. We recorded one song, released it without my permission. Like, I never told the dude to release it because it needed a solo part in it, and he asked some dude, this guy, this guy that I was running the studio with. He asked some guy for a favor. He's like, "Oh, it was a favor. He just did a solo," and it was like the cheesiest solo. It was like one of those those dual harmonizer and like that. I was like, what is this? I mean, this completely changed the sound of the song. It was terrible. But
He might as well put a flanger on his guitar or something like that.
right, right. Yeah, it was like something Jack Black would do or something.
By the
But
way, I just sent you a link. You can be one of the very few to have my album in its entirety. You can download
awesome.
it. You
Awesome.
can
I
download it
will.
and
And I will play it on here if you like.
yeah, play a song, man.
I will
I got some good stuff.
when we drop out. I will play a song. I actually played a song earlier, with my cousin Clinton. He has a band out in Katy, Texas. They're like a punk band. They
Ooh.
got a girl singer, so they're like kind of like the Pixies kind of sound, Sex
Oh,
Pistols
that's
kind of thing.
nice.
Yeah, it's real old school sounding, and they just made it. It's pretty cool. So yeah, shout out to them again.
I
I
dig
forget
that.
I forget their name right now. I
Shout out
forget.
to those
I
people.
I think it was called like their name was something. I don't know. But anyways, I'm sorry. I got a lot going, dude. I've been busy, dude. I've been so busy, like literally the reason what took me so long to get on here just now is like my doctor I just called and like, dude, like lately I've been dealing with some health issues again
Mm,
and my like everything is crap. Everything, all my
mm.
level. I had blood work
Is
done.
it health issues because you're stressed or health issues because like bad eating or like
It could be the stress, dude. It could be anything. I got so
mm.
much going on, dude. It's
Or
insane.
are you so stressed that you start eating bad and then it creates health problems? Like it's like a chain or something or
No, actually, so I've been eating pretty good.
okay.
I've been doing these smoothies, these blending like half fruit. I'll buy like a bag of frozen fruit and then like
Nice, nice.
some, kale or whatever and carrots and just blend it all up. It looks disgusting, but I've been drinking it and I actually
If it
lost.
works, it works.
It works, but I don't know because some of that stuff has. See, my health is tricky because I have like high potassium, high
Mm,
creatine, all these different things, high protein. So I gotta watch that. So I think some of those smoothies had too much potassium because I was using
yeah.
like chia seeds or whatever, and there is some potassium in some of that stuff. So I think that may have
Oh,
elevated. So that like the doctor just called, and anytime a doctor calls, that's not good. So I was like on the
yeah, yeah.
phone. Yeah, that's what was taking me so long to get going, man. Because I just got home from a funeral and which I'll get into with you in a second. I just got home from a funeral and then the phone call. Then I had to eat something real quick, and I'm like, dude, I always like I'm so terrible at time management, man. I don't I
Mm,
knew that 2 o'clock would be pushing it because I knew I had this funeral. I knew that was pushing it, but I was like, well,
mm.
yeah, 2 o'clock sounds all right. And I know it's 3 o'clock now, so we're about an hour off, but and I know it's late for you. It's what about 9 o'clock there?
Yeah, 9 o'clock exactly on the
Yeah,
mark.
so
Yep.
yeah, man. So yeah, so I know it's getting late for you, so I want to at least get you on for a couple minutes here. But we've been doing a lot, man. We actually we've been doing a lot of interviews this season. We've only done like 4 episodes, and to kind of remind my listeners and viewers, Chris was on last season. We talked a lot of
Yeah.
church. We talked a lot of church stuff. It was the audio only
Oh
version. I
boy.
know, actually, I
Yeah,
think you were on a video. It was a video one that we did.
I was on video. We were
Yeah,
whistleblowing. We were
yeah,
whistleblowing.
yeah. Well, I will say I have a lot more followers now than I did back then. Uh, I
Okay.
I I've had a lot of interviews this season. Our
Yeah, I
last
saw some pics.
my friend Grayson, yeah, he
He
played
seemed cool.
he played drums for Aaron Carter, and Aaron Carter.
No way,
So
dude.
that was the big highlight on that episode. That's what
I
got a
heard
lot of views.
Aaron
I got
Carter, he passed away, right?
exactly. So we
Dang,
about a year
I gotta
ago,
go watch that episode. I gotta go watch that episode, man. He
and
probably laid down some interesting topics.
it was interesting, and
Mm.
I haven't talked too much about it really since we did the episode. It's the last one we did. It was like a month. We've been doing quality over quantity. Last year we did
There
almost
you
like a
go.
we did like 100 episodes last year, and it all sucked. Like this this is trying. I got some better cameras now. I got some better. Just
Yeah.
we played a game on that episode. We're trying to do some gaming. It's it's more like a radio show than a
There you
podcast.
go. There you go.
It's
Getting the 10,000 hours in last season. Now you're gonna
exactly
hit them
exactly.
with the
So
quality stuff.
right, I'm
So
trying.
what am I doing on here?
Dude, you're filling the void, man. You're,
Fill in the
you're
void. There it is.
no, I love it,
There
dude.
it
I love
is.
that. I love that you're back on, and again to all my followers watching. Chris and I, we grew up in church together. Just to
Yeah.
recap, kind of like a lot of the people I've had on here. Believe it or not,
Yeah.
Grayson, that I had, he and I grew up in church together. So everyone,
No
almost
way.
everybody, I know a lot of people from church, man. A lot of people.
That's
from church.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's
So
awesome. Man.
but yeah, man. I had some great videos. Man, I wish you could see them. I'm sure you've seen them. I'll send them to you, but they're funny, man. The one I don't want to get into the videos yet, but the one is there is something that just happened. Actually, I'll play it and you
Did
can
you
hear.
did you see the video about the men's conference that happened
That
recently?
was just about to
That's
play.
the one, right?
I'm gonna
Dude,
play
I
it.
saw that this morning, my friend. This morning.
Yeah, so here is and it's mostly audio. It's someone else's podcast talking about it. And here's just you can hear the audio. I'm gonna put the video on here. Wherever it is. I thought I had it loaded up here. Yeah, okay, there it is. I wish you could see this, but I'm gonna play it. You should at least be able to hear it. So
Okay.
What you just saw was one of the opening acts at the Stronger Men's Conference in Missouri. The other opening act was
hear
a
anything.
monster truck.
sucks.
Yeah. But I already know what video you're talking about. And I saw a particular video on there's a guy, Ruslan, he's got a channel.
Yeah,
And
everyone's talking about it right now. Yeah.
he was talking about it, and apparently Mark Driscoll reacted to the whole thing in
Yeah.
a crazy way. He like
Well, he's
rebuked the whole congregation.
yeah. I'm surprised you can't hear this. Because it's he said it was I'll just play it. So okay, so I'll just explain. There's a guy taking his shirt off, he's pole dancing,
Yeah.
and he's climbing like a rafter, and he's doing all this stuff, and it was weird.
It was weird. It was a little weird.
Monster trucks going over. I mean, this is something else, man. Here he
This is
is.
church. This is church in 24.
There was a platform. It was a high place.
Talking about a platform, a high place,
On it was
a pole,
a pole.
and then he says it was the spirit of Jezebel,
The same thing that's used in a strip club for women.
which I think is a bit stretched.
Grab the Jezebel's
It's like, oh, it's the same thing that's in a porn.
And then the
not a
pastor
porn.
of the church putting on the events, John.
Hold on. Ah, never mind. It's hard to explain it while the guy's talking. But
Yeah. But
But
that
yeah,
guy, he ripped off his jacket, right? Right before he jumped on that pole, right?
it was something like that. Yeah.
They
I mean-
could have at least made it biblical. Like when he rips off his jacket, he goes, "Here's the chest of righteousness," or something like that. You know?
Something. I mean, that I don't know what's even happening anymore as far as church events go. That's just bizarre, dude. I know why I get the monster trucks if it's like a straight up redneck thing. I get that, but the stripping, what is that? That is weird.
And a
That
male
doesn't-
stripper too at a men's conference. That was a men's conference, bro.
Well, okay, so that short clip that I saw, I didn't look like a stripper. Usually a male stripper, they got like a thong on.
No. It
and-
wasn't a male stripper. It was
He
a
was-
guy with a stripper's past. He has a background in stripping, but
Okay.
he's an acrobat and sword swallower now. That's his main. I know. Don't laugh, dude.
Sword swallowing for Christ. I get it. It's terrible, man. Oh God, this show ain't gonna change. I can tell.
Hey, if
I
you
was
swallow
hoping.
by the sword, you die by the sword, my brother.
I don't get, and since we last talked, I've since left my church, my old church. It was basically a mega
Oh,
church.
really, dude?
Oh yeah,
Man.
I left there. I want to say it was like September of last year, and oops, close that. And
Because you were rocking the stage on the drums and bass for a while, right?
for years and years and years,
Yeah.
and
Wow.
over the past year, I just started focusing on this other church. It's a smaller old school church. My parents go there. They let me do whatever I want. They really do. They want me to play guitar, whatever. I will if I want to. I've been playing drums there pretty steadily for a long time, and I was like, well, I need a like a talkback mic in here because they got me in it like not even a cage. It's like they built something that's like a soundproof room. So I'm like, I have to kick this door open and yell if I need like to get anyone's. It's terrible. So I
Yeah.
told him like, dude, I need like a talkback mic, just set pre in the headphones, not coming out. And
Yeah.
they did it. They're like, okay, yeah, sure, we'll give it to you. I'm like, okay, sweet. So like, literally anything I ask for, they do.
I just imagine your dad like going up to the sound guys and everybody like, just do whatever he says. Do it, do it, do it, or you're fired.
Right. I don't think it's even that. I think they just literally, they actually, that they know someone's worth. You know, they actually consider, like that other church. They kind of anytime like, okay, so I went to King's Church where I was going, which is funny. I actually just by the time I post this, I'm about to post an old episode I did where I was kind of talking about them like a year ago. I never posted.
Yeah, you were whistleblowing King's Church, weren't you?
Yeah.
Oh,
not really whistleblowing, but just kind of saying things that I wasn't ready to say. But
is there going to be a 3-part documentary coming out like Hillsong?
Yeah, the secrets. Oh, dude, I'm well.
We'll call it the King's Chamber or something like that.
Dude, all I know is the bigger the church, the bigger the douchebags that run it. That's just the bottom line.
Of course.
That's just the bottom line.
We've seen it. We've seen it 1,000 times.
But it's like, you think that, oh, maybe I was wrong. Maybe I was, perhaps I was being too harsh. But no, it's just,
you're not an idiot, bro. You're not a dummy. You knew exactly what was going on around you. And that's the thing, when you get involved with churches like that, they can make you feel like make you doubt yourself. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. It's terrible. That's why I had to get out of there. And I've seen other people leave. Same thing. There's another girl. Her name's I probably shouldn't have said her name, but she had similar ish. But she has a podcast too, that she does, and I don't know if she's ever talked about. That's why I said I didn't want to say her name out loud, but I don't know if she's ever. So one thing that we're doing right now is we're collaborating with other podcasts. So
that's awesome.
I had a friend of mine who's a comedian, Jeremy Demery, on our first episode of the season. He owns a podcast studio, and he actually asked me and Tim, my co-host, who's on normally with me, to come on his podcast. So we're going to be on his podcast next week, which is insane. I never thought that I would be asked to be a guest on a podcast ever in my life. I know. I'm really excited, and I'm a little scared. I'm a little scared. Yeah, I'm because I'm so used to just getting this thing going and letting my guests or whatever talk. I don't know if I'm going to be able to fill space as a.
Oh yeah, dude.
You know what I mean?
Conversationalist. You're a good conversationalist.
I guess. I mean, I can BS with I can bullshit with the best of them. I guess.
Yeah, that's all you got to do, bro. And don't think about it too much. Just let whatever comes come. Yeah.
Right. So, oh man, I just realized my camera is like mirrored on here. So like, where I'm talking, it's mirrored compared to how it should look. That sucks. That's gonna throw everything off. Oh well. Well, hopefully this doesn't disorient my my viewers. Whatever.
Yeah, I'm sure there's lots of people watching the YouTube videos, right? Just
they're gonna be like, wait, this is backwards for a second. Well, I can fix that in the edit.
Yeah, what is this? A kung fu film? Yeah.
But yeah, man. So what else has been new with you? The album. You said that's where's that available?
At the moment, nowhere available because
really
we're gonna do this properly because the last album I didn't do it properly, and I ended up just scrapping that whole album because there were some internal problems where I did not feel good releasing it. But we got a videographer on board, and we've got someone who's going to do professional photos and the whole thing, and we're going to get all the foundation in place before we start doing any social media, so we can kind of hit the ground running. And so the great part is we got the music taken care of, which is the most important part.
That's good.
I know that there's some bands who are like, oh, we'll just start all the social media stuff now, and then we'll just put one song out like every other month.
Right.
Not me, man. I got a whole album, and I'm thinking about releasing an album. I know not many people do that, but there's something in me that just wants to put all of them out at once,
Yeah, that's good. I found it's funny, a band that I was in we were called The Taller We Grow. It was a
Very early
indie.
2000s.
Oh, dude, yeah, we tried to sound like Me Without You, like straight up. That's what we sounded like. What, and like it was like our singer even did like spoken word stuff. Andrew, I know you're listening. He does listen to the show, and he has a new band, which is really good. But
Cool.
yeah, I found out all of our EPs. I'm gonna put it on like a G drive and share it with those guys because music was actually not bad for like 2008. I think we recorded it, and
Yeah.
we went to like a guy who had a studio set up basically like mine. It wasn't nothing fancy, but it sounded pretty good. And
That's awesome.
I want to kind of put all those together, make an album out of it,
Mhm.
like in my own like order, and just whatever. But
Are
my
you gonna remix everything or?
no, because it's not the files, it's just the songs.
Ah,
It's
okay.
yeah. That
Okay.
I mean, this was back when we just had CDs, dude. Like they give you a master gold CD, when you record somewhere. I
Yeah,
have it.
dude.
I have the master still, so I'm just gonna, put it in my computer and put it, on a G drive or
Wait,
whatever.
you actually have a computer with a CD-ROM?
Oh no, I bought one. I have
Ah, okay.
where's it at? I had to buy a separate CD-ROM with a USB that plugs in. Oh, well,
That's
there's a
awesome.
will. Well, there's a will, there's a way, man. I got so many CDs that aren't streaming anywhere. Like music that you can't even stream. Like I have
Dude,
this
that's awesome.
I have this cover album by Deep Elm Records, and it has bands like Branson, um, who else? Under Oath. A lot of
Ooh,
those
which
like
album? Which album from Under Oath?
it's not. It's a compilation of Police, the band The Police, different bands
Ah,
covering
okay.
their songs, and it's not available anywhere.
Oh my goodness.
And I have the
Because I love
CD.
Under Oath. I love Under Oath so
So
much.
they
Ah,
do a version of Wrapped Around your finger. It sounds just like, I mean, they do Under Oath, it's great.
that's awesome.
And it was like right when I think it was They're Only Chasing Safety came out.
Oh, that was
So it was like
their
that
one that made
sound.
him blow up. Yeah,
It was that sound. It almost sounds like it could have been on that
okay.
album. Yeah, it was good. It's
That's
weird.
crazy.
They actually are they're doing a 20-year that album's 20 years old. I just saw today that they're doing
Yeah.
20-year anniversary tour. I think I by now have gotten over the little feud I ran into with Mr. Gillespie, uh, or
He's
Gillespie or
still
whatever his name
he's
is.
still an awesome drummer. I love
He's
that
a great
guy.
drummer. I modeled a lot of
Mm.
the way I play off of him. I mean,
Yeah, me too,
whatever.
man. When I get
I,
behind the drums, I'm just Gillespie. That's it. That's
I Yeah, man. I've been so my band, the Morning Bird, we've been doing some fun stuff. We played dude, I gotta tell you, dude, I'm either just getting old or I'm getting old because I played we did like a little mini tour this
yeah.
weekend. We played in Cuyahoga Falls, this place called the Jinx Factory. It's a pretty cool place. It's like the only thing to do out in Cuyahoga Falls, like Akron area. There was a lot of people there. You could tell it's like hipster
Yeah.
central. They have like a coffee
A
house and like
lot of bored
winery.
people.
Yeah, yeah. It's literally the only thing to do in that area. So we play there a lot. We actually have a residency there, so we play there once a month.
Oh,
So
that's awesome.
yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
So, but it kind of sucks because it's far. But we get
Yeah,
paid. They tip us pretty well. We get paid pretty well. But we
that's
played a gig.
great.
So we played a gig there on a Thursday. So I worked all day Thursday, played a gig, then went home, slept, went to work Friday, played another gig in Cleveland at Brothers Lounge. Dude, I had tickets for an event Saturday and I didn't even go. I was so tired. I'm not even kidding. I just was so tired all day Saturday.
Yeah.
I was whooped, dude. Because, dude, when you're playing drums and you're carrying all that gear back and forth in your car, dude, I had bruises on me. I was literally I was in pain, dude. I was physically in pain. Like, dude,
Dude, that's the life of a drummer, man.
I
For
know. I was
real.
like, dude, my hands were tore up. I'm like, dude, like I was done, man. I was like, I was supposed to go to a comedy show Saturday and I didn't even go. I just didn't go. I just wasted the money. Whatever. It sucks, but actually we're about to run out of time here soon. Unfortunately, we were dicking around with things too long. Oh, this is
Dang it.
what they only give us 10 minutes on here. That's oh no, 20 minutes. Or is
No,
it
no.
I don't
No,
know.
no, we've been talking for a while. There's only 9 minutes left.
Okay, I guess we have been. Yeah. Yeah, I know it's late for you, man, so we don't have to keep going if you don't want to. I just wanted to, kind of,
No, I don't mind, dude. I don't mind. It's
yeah.
cool.
So
Because I have the living room all to myself here, so no
that's
big deal.
nice. That's awesome.
And I slept until like 10 a.m. today, which was a luxury. And
Nice.
so it's not like I'm tired or anything.
Yeah, that's good. That's cool. Yeah.
But yeah,
So I just came from a funeral. I wanted to talk to you about that real quick.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
so
yeah.
do you know who passed away? Um, and I'm not pandering or anything here. I used to do a segment, Celebrity Death, sort of a local celebrity here, Jeffrey Hatrix from Mushroom Head. His,
Oh yeah, I saw a post on Facebook. I
yeah,
totally forgot about that.
yeah.
Yeah.
So his wife, Stacy Hatrick, passed away.
Mm.
Unfortunately, let me see. Do I got a picture of her here? Are you again? You can't see it. I did have a
Let
picture
me no,
loaded
let
here.
me. I can log on Facebook here and just check it out real quick because I saw something about that actually.
That's not it. Yeah. She was battling cancer for like 10
Long
plus
time.
years. Yeah, and it just sucks, man. Like, dude, like, and she was like, I don't know if you ever met her, but she was such like the nicest person, always had like a bubbly attitude, always was like, and you could tell it wasn't fake either. Now some people are just like fake and
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
fake nice. Like she's not. She was genuinely a
She
nice
was
person.
authentic, is what it was.
Right,
You
right.
know,
And
wouldn't even say like the nicest, but like usually people who are authentic are also courageous because they feel like their authenticity won't be like looked down upon. You know what I
right.
mean? Like
Yeah.
some people are afraid to be happy or be embracing because it'll be seen as weakness or something.
Oh, for sure.
So
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
like her are the most courageous, and I always appreciate people like that. They're
Yeah.
brave people.
Yeah. And you know what? She always like even through all of her treatments and everything, she had like such a good like attitude. Like some people
Yeah.
they become massively depressed and they don't even want to get out of bed. And dude, I saw her at a concert last summer. We were at it was Bush and Incubus and like an
Wow.
awesome show and her and Jeff were there and you could tell that like she was sick, but she was, she was living her life. Got to live
Yeah,
your
dude,
life.
trying to get in all those memories, as
Yeah, I mean,
possible.
why you can either lay in the mully grubs, not to be funny about it, but or you
Yeah,
can live your life to the fullest, knowing you only have so much time left. So
yeah, for
a lot of
sure, for
us we
sure.
waste years of our lives not doing shit.
Yeah, a lot of us waste our years the doom scrolling. Think about that.
Yep.
Like, I've been really adamant about that, about not doom scrolling. Like,
Yeah.
and it's really hard.
What
Sometimes
is
I catch myself doing it.
what does that mean?
Doom
Doom?
scrolling, that's like,
I never heard
think
that.
of any app like Facebook or Instagram or any website where there's
Oh, you said
constant content that you can scroll through.
okay.
Doom scrolling. So
I never
like
heard
where
that term.
you're just on your phone and you're just scrolling, like
Yeah.
looking through posts. And
Yeah.
the official terminology for it is doom scrolling because you're doomed. Like, and the what it does to your brain psychologically, is insane, man. It causes like mental fog, memory, like short-term memory is affected. Um, your mood changes, like for example you're kind of emotionless, like you don't feel anything, like it kind of numbs you. So it's like
Yeah.
our modern day form of sedation, like
Mm.
television used to be it, and then the phones came along and do it so much better. And
Yeah.
it's addictive, and it's sort of like a slot machine, because your brain gets a little dopamine every time, you just every time you see something new you
Yeah.
know
That makes
and doom
sense.
scrolling, you can doom scroll for hours. We've all done it. We're all guilty of it. And we all feel bad after we do it too. Like we wake up in the morning, it's like 8 a.m., the sun's out. You're like, oh, I'm going to enjoy this day. And then you just pick up your phone, you think, oh, 10 minutes scrolling. And then an hour goes by and you're like, oh, crap.
Hmm.
I just wasted my morning. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And, I'm really like adamant about not doom scrolling anymore because it's such a waste of time,
Well, isn't that
man.
just scrolling? I mean, all you see is doom. That's all you see on social media.
Yeah, because
I
the
mean,
like like psychologists say that negative news we react to it stronger emotionally,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then what ends up happening is we end up having this toxic relationship with our phones because we end up enjoying that negative news,
Mm,
and when we
yeah,
see some good news, we're like, oh, that's cute, next, you know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
So yeah,
Man, I've heard like doomsayers. I've heard that like doomsayers, people like Alex Jones or whatever. Yeah, you know what I
those
mean.
guys, but yeah, who cares about what those guys say? But
Doom
like
scrolling.
honestly, doom scrolling is a big problem amongst Gen Z folks, and I think also millennials are guilty of it as well.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, the biggest problem is Generation Alpha. They are the biggest doom scrollers, and there's kids being they're just growing up looking at iPads and
Yeah.
looking at phones all day, every day. Real life doesn't even mean much to them. It's really scary.
Mm. Yeah, that is scary. Where was I? I saw a sign that said maybe I was getting my license renewed at the BMV, they call it here. And there was a sign, I guess, because kids are getting their license there.
Yeah.
It said phones down when in the car. I'm like, wow, what a culture shock. Like
Yeah. Do you
that.
even have to say that? Come on.
No, I that wasn't even a thing when I was going to driver's ed or whatever. I that wasn't a thing. I think I had a flip phone
Mm,
even back then, and we
yeah.
weren't telling people. I mean, I guess that was when it was happening the most. Back in the early 2000s, people started, texting and driving because everyone had even a flip phone. You could do that one handed while
Oh
driving.
yeah. And texting back then was like twice as hard than it is
It
now.
was
Like
because
it
it
was
was like
really
one
hard.
letter per 3 letters per
Yeah,
number, and
yeah.
you're like, whoa, 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 whoa. But you got it
Exactly.
down, man.
Exactly.
I got it down after a while. I mean,
Yeah,
we
I
we,
had
we
it
were
down
good.
too. We all had it down.
Oh, we were like, yeah, it's crazy. I don't know if you handed me a phone like that today, would I be able to do that? I don't even know if I could.
Actually, I could. Someone handed me a phone like
Really?
that like a month ago, and I nailed it, dude. It was like muscle
Wow.
memory came back, bro. It was
Wow.
phenomenal.
You see
Yeah,
that there was a Kelly Rollins, she was like a R&B singer, and there's like a meme going around right now or a video of her from a music video in the early 2000s, and she's like texting someone on
yeah.
the
On
but
Excel,
it's
yeah.
yeah, Microsoft Excel. It's not even the tech, but back then it went by so fast you didn't even realize what it was. So
Yeah,
funny.
yeah. And I saw a meme about it. It was like she's all sad that her boy won't call her, but she's trying to message him on Excel.
Yeah, you gotta put that in PDF first, then send it.
Yeah, dude. And I think most of us back then didn't even know what Excel was. We're
Oh
just like, what?
no, you
What the
just
heck
like
is that?
well, you're more still looking because it was a flip phone, or was it like the Razor or
No,
something?
it was the one that you slide up,
Oh, the hot dog one, or the slide up one. Okay,
Yeah, it slides up. Yeah, yeah.
okay. That's came back, man. The new I want to say the new like Samsung 7 or I don't even know what it is, but it
I
folds
don't
in
know.
half. Have you seen this thing?
Yeah, but you know what? You see the crease after enough opens and closes. At first it looks
Yeah.
great, but
I see people doing it willy nilly, dude. I would never. I'd be like, this is a rare. I'm never gonna open this. Or if I knew I was gonna be on it all day, I would just leave it open all day. I
uh,
would be, but it's good for like construction workers and people that need it compact and you need to get
yeah,
on the
yeah,
go. It's like a little wallet. I almost want.
yeah.
I'm kind of sick of
Bro, we got
iPhone.
less than a minute, man. You want to just call
Yeah,
me back in a
yeah. I will
second?
call you right back.
All
And
right, and we'll be back after this message from our sponsor folks.
yeah, I'll call you. I'm actually gonna take a quick pee real quick. Then I'll call you. How's that
Yeah.
sound?
All right,
Okay.
cool. I'll
Okay.
be
All
right
right.
here. I'm gonna make some tea.
All right. Hang on.
Yep.
All right.
All right. Yeah, I had to get your voice in my ears.
Yeah,
We're good.
I had to remember how to do a couple things myself. Yeah. So we're back on your drive home podcast. Thanks for hanging in so long. Yeah, man, what we got to talk about, man? I'm so upset that I don't have I got things to talk about, but I can't show you. I had that video of that guy I've been wanting to
Hmm,
play. I know you're not very squeamish, so I was gonna play that video of that guy that he was a U.S. air pilot, I guess, and he
okay.
set himself on fire in protest in an act of extreme protest. This happened like a
Oh
month
my
ago.
gosh. Oh my
Set,
gosh.
he takes a coffee cup full of kerosene, stands in front of the embassy of Israel, and or some Israeli embassy, and he sets himself on fire, and he says out loud that this is an extreme act of protest for what's going on with the genocide over in Palace. Is it Palestine?
Palestine, yeah.
I
But
always
what
get
does he
that.
expect them to do? Is he like, oh, we better stop this war so we could
Well,
save this dude's life? Like, I don't understand what the protest point was. Like,
I
or
think
what was his goal? You know?
I don't know, but the whole idea is he's in the military first of all, so that kind of tells you something.
Yeah,
All of the
yeah,
crazy, mind games and whatnot that people go through mentally in the military. Um,
totally,
who knows if
totally.
he may have family over there. I know this is something that I'm seeing even in the modern day church. There's a lot of
Mm,
Christian Palestinians that are upset with churches that are supporting Israel. So now
yeah,
even the church is divided over this. It's
yeah.
crazy.
You want to know what's funny is I'm in Dresden now, you know, and this is where I worked at a refugee camp, and I know plenty of Palestinians personally who are against Palestine.
Yeah, that too, which
You
is
know,
weird. Hmm.
and yeah, I mean, you know, what they're telling me, this is not my words at all. This is just what they're telling me because, you know, they have family back in Palestine. So it's, you know, straight from the horse's mouth, you could say, in a sense. So like, you know, the Palestinian military budget is very low, you know, so they don't
Right.
really have like military bases and stuff like that. So they have to use normal buildings, you know? And essentially, what ends up happening as a byproduct of having a low budget is innocent civilians become the shield of the
Hmm.
military, you know?
Mm.
And so you got soldiers and stuff hiding out in hospitals, soldiers hiding out in schools because they got nowhere else to go. So
Yeah.
innocent people end up getting killed. And yeah, it sucks. And I see why people are fleeing Palestine. I mean, right now, Germany is taking in tons of refugees from Palestine, um, you know, because it's a very dangerous place to be living in, you know,
Yeah.
very, very dangerous. And yeah,
Yeah, it's insane, and you can't, like, what do you do? I mean, what can you do? I mean, there's
yeah,
nothing, and people are upset that the U.S. is stepping in. This just happened where the U.S. I think just recently, like the other day, I think what was Israel was attacked again,
yeah.
and
I heard about that.
and
Yeah,
the U.S. knocked out like 90% of what was coming their way. So that shows we're still supporting Israel, and people are upset, especially because we have all Democrats running the country. I'm actually
oh yeah,
I'm actually shocked that we're supporting. You know what I mean? Like they kind of
mm,
have to. What are you gonna do? I mean, that would be oh, dude.
mm.
You imagine? You imagine if this guy that's about to be president again? I think. Um, uh, Man,
Yeah,
it's a shit show here in
I
the States, man. It's dude, we got this coming down soon. And
yeah, dude.
Donald Trump, you think he's gonna get it, man? I don't know, man.
I think he's a to a certain degree a bit of a snake, and
Oh, yeah, of course.
he's gonna take the side that's most convenient for him at the when the moment arises. That's what I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
That's what I think. And I know that there's a lot of Republicans who are, or at least claim Christianity, really think that he's going to stick by his guns and support Israel to the bitter end. But
Right.
in all honesty, when he's up against the wall, he's going to do what he has to do. And he's always thought about what's best for him. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Always. So,
Mm. See,
yeah.
I gotta disagree. I think that not I think that'll be I look at Biden like he would be the type of person
Yeah. Both.
actually.
I think they're both guilty of it. I mean,
Oh,
why
for
say
sure.
one's better than the other?
But I
They
think when
both
it
do the political dance, you know?
true, but when it comes to war, I think Trump's not gonna fuck around. I think he's gonna be
Yeah. Well,
I,
I could.
and which might get us in trouble. Which is
Mm,
I'm not saying that's a good thing. Like I
yeah.
think it might be worse with him because he'll want to go to war. I think. I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know, man. I think it's this world's just crazy right now. Who knows? Like,
Yeah, and we've seen so many twists and turns with the war throughout the years that we shouldn't really put anything out of expectation. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Anything's
yeah,
possible, dude. Anything's possible.
it is. That's
Yeah.
true. That's true. History repeats itself. That's for sure.
Yeah, man. It's
And
wild.
it is really wild. I don't even I dude, it's
Yeah.
just crazy. But it's gonna happen soon. In a few months, we'll find out
Oh my gosh, I
who's.
can't believe it.
It's gonna be
Jeez,
by
man.
November,
I re
man.
It was funny. I remember when like the year like I think a couple months before Trump first got voted in, everyone was like making jokes like,
Oh,
"Oh, this is the season finale of the USA" and stuff like that, you know.
yeah,
And then
it was I was shocked. I was shocked when he became I didn't think he was gonna get it because he's not a politician. He funded
no,
himself. It was all him.
yeah.
And he won. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
I thought for sure Hillary had that. I really did. And then
I wasn't so sure
really,
because Trump is he kind of did what Obama did with the last election before that one, is Obama kind of made promises that he couldn't really carry out through, but they were such enticing promises, you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
And Trump did the same thing. He's like, I'm coming in, I'm gonna make America great, and we're gonna do this, and this,
We'll build a
like all the
wall.
Republic. Yeah, yeah, dude. He said like there was nothing out of the realm of impossibility for him when it
Right,
came to his
right.
promises. He just promised the world to
Yep.
America pretty much. So I mean,
Well,
he's doing it again too, you know?
that's kind of
So
what Biden was doing. He did the State of
yeah.
the Union address a couple months ago, and he's up there talking
Yeah.
like student loan forgiveness stuff that he said 4 years ago and never did. So I don't know, man. I don't want to get into politics on here, but like I look at it all like it's just a circus. It really is.
Some of the yeah, but
It's
some
like
of these
W.
promises are like in clown world, it's
Oh
like
yeah, it
student
is.
loan forgiveness. Like,
Oh, I
what
know.
idiot on his team were like, we got to come up with a cool name. It's just
Yeah,
student loan forgiveness.
it's stuck. It's stuck. I remembered it somehow. It's
Like,
stuck, and I wasn't
I
able to.
remember I remember laughing when I saw a car insurance commercial saying car, like, what was it, crash and forgiveness, or like accident forgiveness.
Yep, accident
And I'm like,
forgiveness.
what? They're just gonna forgive you, like out of the kindness of their heart? They're still a business, Like,
Well, I think that's State Farm. I think State Farm does that. I think what it
oh
is
my gosh.
yeah, yeah. Well, I don't know if that's what that is though. Is that what that is? Accident forgiveness? I think it's actually what that is I could be completely wrong about this. I think accidental forgiveness isn't that when you
Accidentally forgive somebody.
No, is it?
Whoops, I forgave you. My bad,
Right.
dude.
Yeah, I forgot about Oh man, that's a good one.
I
That was weak.
forgot. I forgot. I despise you.
Right, right. I I know what I'm thinking of something completely different. I'm thinking of when you don't have any accidents
Yeah.
and and they they pay you or something like that where they I don't know what that is. I think that's all states stand something like that.
Yeah, yeah. They had
Whatever.
cool commercials. I remember the commercials were really family friendly with that
Oh
one
yeah.
guy.
Oh yeah. The
It
guy
wasn't
from
it wasn't Morgan Freeman, but it was like somebody who had the same vibe as Morgan Freeman.
his voice was very similar, and he did other movies and stuff, so he had a familiar voice. Yeah, I
Yeah, he
forget
was
his name.
cool. His voice was like black coffee in the morning, man. It
Oh
was
yeah,
good stuff.
smooth, smooth.
Oof. And they had that song. What was the one? Like a good neighbor, State Farm is
Uh
there.
yeah. I've noticed a lot of celebrities now do commercial ever since that was like the the pandemic. That was a pandemic thing.
Yeah.
It
Hey,
was
there's
like
no work to be done,
there
man.
was
No
no yeah.
movies,
So then all these celebrities started doing commercials. Now they're still doing
Yeah.
commercials. I see
Yeah.
I think I saw one the other day. It was I don't know who it was. I forget who it was. I was like, wow, it's just weird. Maybe Ed Helms or something from The Office.
Yeah.
It was someone
You know
like
what
that. I
I
was like,
see?
wow.
I see a lot of rappers doing commercials for delivery services.
Yeah.
You know the one? Like, did you see Nicki Minaj doing Foodora? I was like, oh my
No.
goodness.
Oh,
Or Le- so stupid. Like they're just like sitting at a big table with like an endless buffet, like order your food now. And I'm like, Nikki, how
Yeah.
far you fallen from biggest artist in the US to
Oh,
doing
I know.
commercials for fast food.
Right. Well, a lot of those R&B and like hip hop artists, they're I think who was it? J Lo. She had to rebrand her tour, the Greatest
Oh
Hits
yeah.
tour, because it was selling
Mm.
so bad. No one gave a crap about her new crappy CD. So,
Yeah, and
so
what is she even writing about, bro? She's a grandma.
dude, she's
Like,
like 60. She's still fine as hell.
yeah,
I
she's
don't
still fine
care.
as hell, but
I
still,
don't
man,
care.
what she's writing about her sore hip when she gets out of bed, or like what? Like what is this woman writing about?
Oh,
She's a
I don't know.
grandma.
Right. Yeah, she's up there in age,
Yeah,
man. I mean, goodness. Yeah,
she,
it's funny though. It's
I mean, she's a hot grandma. That's for sure. That's
oh
for sure,
yeah.
man. And she's Puerto Rican. Dude. I'm not just saying this because I'm Puerto Rican, but like, there was an actual article about the theory that Puerto Ricans are the most genetically blessed out of all
Yeah.
the nationalities,
Really? I believe it.
and and of course they used examples like Jessica Alba and Jennifer Lopez and so on and so forth. And I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
these are all very beautiful people, but I grew up in a
Yeah.
Puerto Rican family. Trust me when I say there's some ugly ones. Trust me.
Yeah, they're calling out the celebrities, people that have had
Yeah,
surgeries and facelifts and all the kinds of
yeah,
stuff. Yeah, they, of course.
yeah,
But I will say, uh, especially black women, it's hard to tell a black woman's age. Like
yeah,
you never know,
yeah.
man. Like who was it?
That's true.
Wasn't someone like some young dude like dating LeBron James's mom or something, and he got upset about it? Like not long ago either. It was crazy.
Dude, that must suck to be that guy. Just imagine your girlfriend's like, yeah, my son's coming over, and it's LeBron
Oh,
James.
terrible. And he's your
Like we're gonna,
age.
yeah,
You're all
no,
the
you're
same
younger
age.
than him. Think about it, you're
Right.
younger than
Probably
him even.
younger, yeah. Probably. That's crazy, man. These Cougars, man. That's
Yeah,
kind
and
of a
LeBron James is looking at you like, so what do you do for a living?
right. Oh God. That's gotta be hard to have a hot mom like that. That's
Oh
terrible.
my gosh. Is LeBron James' mom's hot? I never
And
even looked.
I
I
think
don't
she
know.
is for an older black woman. Yeah, she's not bad looking.
Jamie, can you bring up a picture of LeBron James' mom? Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, we have our
Yeah.
own Jamie when we got a full crew here, man. I got a guy, his name is Scott. He does all the computer stuff over here on our second couch, and we really have a good time when everyone's on. Um,
Okay.
I really haven't been doing too many of these solo ones, man. And when I do, I gotta have
Yeah.
someone on because
Yeah, dude.
it's just rough. You know, the show suffers. You know,
You need an assistant. You need someone whom you can do like witty banter with,
right?
you know?
Well, I need first of all to make time to make sure all this works because this
Mm.
sucks. I should have things ready so you can see my screen. I don't know why this isn't ready. I've been procrastinating everything in life, dude. It seems like
Yeah.
dude, dude, not to make a joke or anything, but I was late to this funeral I went to. I'm gonna be late to my own funeral, dude. I'm not. I'm going to be. I guarantee you, if you go to my funeral, I will be late. It won't. It
Yeah.
somehow there will be a delay because
You
I'm
just
late
walk
for
in, lay in your
everything.
casket, and be like, sorry guys, now I can die.
There'll be some type of delay.
Something
I
like that.
guarantee it because I am
Yeah.
always, dude. I don't know what it is. It is so hard for me.
Dude, just
I
do
have.
less, man.
That's
Do
what it
less,
is.
bro.
That's what it
I'm
is.
telling you, man, I saved my mental health by doing only the things that are important to me. So it's
Yeah.
just like quality time with the wife, doing music, and then going to church. That's it. Just these three things, and my life is complete. And I
Yeah.
have lots of extra time to chill, relax, collect my thoughts, reflect on life. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're
Mhm.
always hopping from one activity to the other, you're just gonna burn yourself out.
Oh, dude.
And you're
Yeah.
always gonna feel like there's never enough time.
Right.
Also, start the good habit of getting up at like 6 a.m. every day, even if you're free.
Oh,
Like you'll
dude.
make the best of your free days. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, and you feel like a king. Yeah.
Dude, I get up at 6 every day. I definitely do not feel like a king. I do. I wake up at 6 a.m. I gotta be at work by 8.
Mm.
I pack a lunch. I make sure I have I refuse to stop him.
Yeah, bro, but you're missing one important element to your recipe of life, and that's intense fitness. 2 to 3 times a
Yeah.
week.
Yeah,
I'm
that
telling you,
early
dude.
morning stuff, man. I can't do that, man.
I do it
Uh,
whenever. Today I did mine's at lunchtime. You know,
yeah,
it doesn't matter. At 12
yeah.
o'clock is when your testosterone is at its highest. So that's the best time to do fitness, actually, to build muscle.
Mm. Hmm.
So, and it slowly goes down throughout the day. So the later, the
Huh.
worse, actually, but it doesn't matter as long as you do it because
Yeah.
you still get the fruits of your labor. You know, you'll wake up with more energy and you're burning fat twice as fast. I mean, all
Yeah.
kinds of good things start happening.
That makes
Um,
sense.
there's the only repercussion is that when you first start, you're gonna feel like a tank hit you, but after a while, it gets
Mm.
better. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
That's interesting. That's interesting. Yeah, I'll
I'm
have to
telling you, man.
yeah, that's cool. I like that. Yeah, you know what's funny, again going back with my health and stuff. It's
Mm.
pretty hit or miss. Um when my levels are bad, like they've been bad, I my blood pressure is high.
I
I really
guarantee you, you'll fix that problem with your body if you did regular
really
fitness. I guarantee
just
you, bro.
really hmm
I promise you actually,
yeah
because when you start doing fitness regularly, it's like your body just kind of pulls itself together,
mm
down to the cellular level, because your body is excreting more. So like you know what I mean? So like out with the old, in with the new. And that's the
yeah
main problem for most people is cell renewal. You know what I'm
mm
saying? So
mm
they keep a lot of the same junk cells because they're not doing any fitness. So the body,
yeah
it takes longer. So if you're constantly renewing cells, you're gonna look younger, feel younger, have more energy. And you only renew cells by breaking down cells. You got to do fitness, homie. You know what I'm
mm
saying? And also when you do fitness, your body releases a natural chemical
yeah
that is an antidepressant. No joke. You'll just
mm
be in a better mood. You'll be
yeah
able to think about situations from a more healthier perspective.
yeah
Like it's insane.
yeah yeah I've experienced what you're talking about. I've definitely I've been there where I'm like, oh man, I feel great. Yeah, I should do this every day. Then the next day comes, I'm like,
Mm.
screw that. I don't want to do that. Like
Yeah.
you know what it is it's almost like they say this about people who drink alcohol
Mm.
is they'll drink and then they feel like crap the next day, but then by the evening they're ready to drink again.
Yeah.
It's almost like oh well you forget how crappy you felt. It's almost like the opposite of that. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm.
Like, it's probably not the best analogy, but like, um, you you forget the benefit of it real fast. Like, oh, that moment of, oh, I feel so good, or it by the next day, you just wanna, I don't know, man. It really takes some discipline for sure. It takes
Yeah.
discipline, and
For me, it took my doctor telling me I was gonna have a heart attack in a couple of years.
I remember you shared that last year. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a great
Yeah.
story, and that's something you need to keep telling that story because that's a good story. The sun's right in my freaking eyes.
Yeah, dude. It was just like I was eating so much food, like all foods, any food. You
Yeah,
know that old joke, you're on the seafood diet, all the food you see you eat. Like I was
yeah.
literally doing that. And I remember I just came home from work, my chest was pounding on the right row for my heart, and the pain was going down my arm. I'm like, dude, am I having a heart attack? You know?
It's
And they ran
scary,
all
dude.
kinds of tests. Yeah, it was super scary. I was only what, 27 or like 29, I think, at the time. And I was
Yeah.
like, what the heck? And my doctor ran all these tests. They found nothing until they did a blood test. And my cholesterol was like super sky high. Like it was
Wow,
10 times higher than it should be. And he says, dude, if he didn't say dude, he's a German doctor.
dude. Listen, dude.
Dude, and then proceeds to speak fluent German. No, no, but pretty much told me, said if you don't change your diet in a couple of years, you're gonna have a stroke or a heart attack or something.
Wow,
And that scared the crap out of me, dude.
I bet.
And I became vegetarian right away. And now I'm eating meat again, but in a sensible rate. I'm
Yeah,
really conscious of it. Um, but the less meat, the better. Eating fruits and vegetables and doing lots of exercise. And I'm telling you, dude, throughout my 20s, I felt like I was just kind of dragging my body through life. Only when I started doing fitness did I really feel alive. Like my 30s is my 20s, feels like my 20s.
mm,
And
that's good,
ah,
man.
changed my entire life, bro.
I like
I
that.
support anyone who wants to do fitness. I can only and it doesn't even have to be super intense. Just do it and do it consistently, and
Yeah.
you're gonna reap the rewards.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's good, man. Good motivation Monday. If I post
You
this on
sounded
a
French
Monday.
for a second. Motivation.
Motivation.
Oh,
It's French. Yeah. But that's
yeah,
good,
dude.
man. I love that story. You keep telling that story, man. I love it because it's
Eh,
good. It really is. Especially here in America, man. All my I guarantee most of my followers, they're about my
Are
age,
they
my
are they fat?
demographic. Oh,
Do you have
I
fat
guarantee,
followers?
and they're all guys. So yeah, oh no, they're all
Oh,
athletic, build. You know, they're all
they're all UFC fighters,
models. You're right.
cage fighters. Yeah. Are you
No,
Joe Rogan?
right. Well, my demographic of listeners is that 30. I think it's like 30 to
Okay.
44. I
Yeah.
think I got some people younger, not many. It's like 95% guys.
Yep.
Some women. I know a couple females
Okay.
that I've had on the show and that listen or
Yeah,
have
my
listened.
story is valid for women as well.
For sure,
I
yeah.
mean, like I've seen women here in Europe like really take control of their lives by doing fitness. And we're all tired after work, and we all
Yeah.
feel the need to reward ourselves with nice food, some pizza, or a grade A steak or whatever. Nothing wrong with that. I
Yeah.
find that I'm getting away with I can get away with a lot of sweets as long as I stay consistent with my
Yeah.
fitness,
Yeah.
because I'm constantly burning calories. And then also, because I'm doing a lot of fitness, the cell regeneration is happening a lot. You
Mm.
know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah.
Because after you turn 25, I don't know, a lot of people don't know this, but after you turn 25, your body stops regenerating cells. And then
Mm.
whatever cells you got after that, you just got to take care of,
Oh
you
wow.
know?
That's crazy.
Not a
25?
lot of
Wow.
people know that. Yeah, 25, dude, it hits. And for
Dang.
some people, if you take care of yourself, it could actually keep regenerating up until 35.
That's why I need the stem
So,
cells. You need to get with that what everyone else is getting. Stem cells like Jennifer Aniston and
oh yeah,
get all the
they're also. Oh my gosh, the stem
adrenochrome.
cells.
All that good stuff.
I never even heard of that word.
Really? Adrenochrome? Oh, we talk about this on here with
Adrenochrome.
our conspiracies every now and then. So adrenochrome is the adrenal gland that these pedophiles over in the island, the Epstein Island,
Yeah.
apparently they have like fields of adrenochrome, like a field of it. Just
Wait,
imagine
wait. Is it a flower or
it's the
what's going
adrenal
on?
gland that they take from kids, and they say that
Did
I'm
you
sure.
almost make me
Stop.
spit my water out when you said that, bro?
Haven't you ever
The
seen
what from
like
kids?
have you ever just seen like South Park where the episode where Christopher Reeves is just like eating babies? He's just able to stand up eventually
Oh my gosh, why did I laugh at that?
because it's like a theory. People believe that these kids that are being trafficked. It's so
Yeah.
okay.
Well,
Jim.
hold on a second though. I heard something similar to what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
it's
That
during.
Kim Kardashian spent thousands on a special cream that was made from fetus blood that she would
Oh
rub on her face to renew
God.
her skin.
Yep.
So what you're saying is not sounding too far from reality, to be honest.
Well, that's.
Mm,
I think what happens is, and a big Jim Caviezel, the guy that played
mm,
Jesus, he's a big
yeah.
advocate of this. He was in that movie.
Okay.
He was in a movie that came out like a couple months ago called
Yeah.
Sound of Freedom. It was about all these child
Oh yeah,
trafficking
yeah. I heard
rings.
about that.
He was a cop and he was like try yeah, it was a pretty good movie. I watched it.
Mm-hmm.
But he's a little loony. Him and Mel Gibson are boys, so they're both a little crazy. And
Yeah,
he's
yeah. They're
and he's
running the
talked
same flock.
right, and he's talked about like fields of adrenochrome, and they have all this. These kids they take their adrenal gland and then they feed them to these celebrities. And I just think it's that South Park episode. It's
Yeah,
just
man. But
crazy. I don't know how true it is. I don't know if that's whatever. It's a crazy conspiracy, but a lot of Hollywood people believe it. That's what's crazy.
yeah, but Hollywood's weird.
Yeah, I know.
Hollywood's a weird place, man.
Oh,
Come
it
on.
is. It
Like
is.
all the stuff we hear going down there, especially now with like P. Diddy, You know, it's
Oh,
like,
that's a whole
yeah,
thing.
like,
Oh man.
yeah, but all I'm saying is I put nothing past Hollywood.
Oh, not
Nothing.
at all. Not at all.
You
No, no
know,
way.
like these
Yeah.
are the most like immoral people you could possibly imagine that we all praise and look up to, and we're supposed to think they're little saints, and that
Mm,
Hollywood talent scouts are picking people based on how much talent they have. I mean,
mm.
come on. How far do you have to have your head up your butt to, you know, not see the truth that
Right.
Hollywood's a weird place doing weird things. Whether
Yeah.
some of these conspiracies are true or not, we don't really know, but
Right.
it's a weird place with weird things happening. At least say that much, you know?
Yeah, it is.
Like
It really is. And all the I think now than ever, people are taking note of the weird praise that goes on at like these events and
yeah.
but again I think people also take it too far calling them like I've heard theories if you just go down the rabbit hole slightly you see
Yeah.
crazy theories on like basically those events are just like that's basically like a seance and like
Mm.
when they have like people like Sam Smith up there
Oh yeah, I
dressed
saw. I
as
know.
the
I know
you
exactly
know
what you're talking about,
he's
dude.
dressed like a sausage roll and he's like because he's so fat and he's just like sticking out and he's all dressed in that red tape
Oh my
and then
gosh.
he's like yeah they said that was like and then that thing with this year where John Cena came out naked to do
Oh
the
yeah, that was
best
supposedly a humiliation ritual, right?
humiliation
Yeah.
ritual yeah man see you're not too far off with all this okay
Yeah, bro. I initiated that. I gave the green light on that
I
one.
believe John Cena. I gotta say, he's great, man. Have you seen that movie, Ricky Stenicki on?
No, no.
Oh my god, dude, it's on Amazon Prime. It's hilarious. He is so funny, dude. He is because he's just he's basically just really stupid in everything. He's just
Yeah.
he plays the same character all the time, just this big dumb guy, but he's so funny. Oh, dude, it's so funny. He's
Yeah.
hilarious.
He
But
seems like a funny guy. I remember the first time I ever saw him in a movie ever. He did this movie called The Marine. Do you remember that?
oh, I remember that. Yeah,
It was
yeah.
like the cheesiest, corniest action flick
It
ever,
was.
you know. It was done so badly, but this was back when Redbox was still renting DVDs. Remember that little
Oh,
you know, and
with
I
the
went
little
down to
visor.
Giant. Yeah, yeah, I go down to Giant Eagle, put my $3 in and rent like a random movie, you know. And I got
And forget to
the mar-
return it.
yeah, and then they just keep taking it from
Charging
your
you every
account.
day.
Yeah. Oh my
Ah.
gosh. Pain in the butt.
Yep.
But that was cool though, and I remember watching The Marine, and I was like, "This is the worst action movie I've ever seen. I love it. I
Yeah.
love it.
I
Gosh,
love it. It's great. The
yeah.
Marine.
Do you remember
It-
that? I don't
I
remember The
remember seeing
Marine.
it in theaters with my ex-girlfriend at the time. I was dating this girl. She was really hot.
Was it who I think you're talking about? It's not the girl that we have something in common with. No.
No, no,
Okay.
not her. No.
All right.
This was
Okay.
before then. This was like probably 2008 or so when that came out.
Okay.
And me and this girl I was dating, not to get into all this because we're running out of time soon. Um,
Okay.
her name, I'm not gonna tell her name. I don't know why even saying
Give
that.
her code name. Give her code name like Mandy or
Beth.
Shirley.
Let's just say her name is
Beth.
Beth.
Okay, Macbeth.
Yeah, Macbeth. She she was like a former model and she was hot and she was crazy and she was going to my church and she was like a new Christian. So I like snatched her up right away. This was like I was like in my early 20s, so I wasn't thinking or anything. I was like, oh, she's pretty hot and she's going to church, whatever. And little did I know, she was like a former model and she dated a guy that was on the Cleveland Browns. She went from
Wow.
dating this big black dude to dating me. So yeah,
Hey,
tell
you
me
were cool.
I
In
wasn't.
2008, you were cool.
I guess I was
I
cool.
see.
I was in a band,
Yeah,
and
man. What was that big black guy in a band? I don't think so.
probably not. No,
Get
but
that guy.
but I was like yeah, let's go see that movie, and we went and saw the movie, and she probably just thought he was hot or whatever, and
Yeah.
we eventually broke up. But yeah, I remember seeing that movie. I do. That's all I have to say about that.
Okay, that's your memory, your core memory with this
Right. Very important.
with Macbeth, the
Yeah.
Macbeth memory. All right.
She was cool. She
You want to disclose why it didn't work out?
I think she realized she was
You couldn't
hot.
play football.
She was
Oh, okay.
really hot, and dude, she was also tall. So
Don't tell
her
me
and
she was like a self-aware hottie. Like, was she like that? Like,
I don't know. I think that I've I didn't care. I normally have a short man syndrome, like normally because like she
yeah,
was
yeah,
towering over me, and I didn't care, man. She
yeah,
was
man.
that hot.
Just climb her like a redwood, bro. That's all I got to say.
Oh God, yeah. No, she was cool. She was. I think it was just when you jump into a relationship for her, that was what it was. The whole I'm really new to church and all that jazz, and no, I don't really.
Ah, okay. You
She
were gonna
kind of
be her spiritual guide, right?
well,
You're gonna.
and I get it for someone who just started going to church and like, oh wow, you think everything's coming together really fast, and oh, I've just met someone and everything's. You got to pump the brakes. Like, listen,
Yeah,
like it doesn't.
yeah,
We weren't exactly compatible either. We had nothing in common. Yeah, it just didn't work out. Just it wasn't no hard
yeah,
feelings or anything, but
yeah, yeah.
me and Beth didn't work out. So
Yeah, Macbeth sounded kind of boring to be honest, man.
she was a bit boring. I remember we went to I went over her house and we put a movie on, The Celloist with Jamie Foxx.
Oh,
It
oh
was a really
wow.
boring movie, and she just disappeared. I was like sitting there watching the movie by myself. Yeah, because she had, I don't know, whatever. She
She's
was
like,
fat,
here's a movie you can watch. I'm gonna go in the next
like a
room and
little
just
kid
chill.
or something. Yeah, she was like outside. Like, okay, why are we here? Like, why am I? It was weird. Whatever. Women are weird,
Yeah,
man. No offense to my
yeah,
5% followers.
yeah,
But
yeah.
I was actually, I guess I'll talk about that a little bit. I met someone on a dating app, and
Hmm.
um we talked for a little bit, and we went out once. We went to the Cleveland Art Museum, and then we went out to a pizza place. Her name was I'll leave her name out. As
Yeah.
let's say
Code
her
name
name, code name.
Mary.
No, she's Italian. I need an Italian
Oh,
name.
Teresa.
Teresa. All right, Teresa's
Yeah.
Pizza. We went to go get some pizza with Teresa, and I didn't even. I'm a poet, didn't know it. So we did go get some pizza. So we went to the art museum. She was an artist too, but she used to
Yeah.
run a restaurant with her ex-boyfriend. So we went out to this pizza place, and
Let me guess, she took you on the first date there with her
it was her
ex-boyfriend.
idea. It was her idea.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, she was.
Dude, I was just making a joke. I can't believe she actually
It
did
was
that. Oh my God.
she was all about this place. It was a pretty cool small pizza joint called Sense Pizza in Cleveland. A really small place. It
Okay.
was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And they had like the what is it, Mexican Coca-Cola, where it's like actual sugar.
Mexicola.
Yeah.
Oh, you
And
mean Coca-Cola
I'm
throwback,
am I
like a
way
throwback
off?
version.
Yeah, where it's like
I don't
actual
know.
sugar or whatever, and it's really
Yeah, yeah,
good.
yeah.
So we had
Okay,
that
cool.
with the pizza. I had a great time. She's a pretty cool chick. She's pretty down to earth. And normally I give it like 2 dates. Like, okay, we'll go on a second date, and like that second date never came, and then we kept texting constantly, like all day, like all day at
Wow.
work, all day. I get home, I'm texting all the way till I'm going to bed. Like I wasn't
Oh my
getting
gosh, dude.
not getting
How did you
anything.
have the energy for that? Oh
I
my
didn't. I ran out
goodness.
of. So eventually she kind of like broke it off. Like, hey, like I thought we were gonna go out, again at least. And she was like, I'm not really feeling it. Blah blah blah. I'm like, she said, I didn't feel any romantic feelings towards you.
Oh my
Unfortunately,
goodness.
that I'm
Oh
like,
my
wow,
goodness.
what a thing to hear. Like she, but
And what
whatever.
was she feeling? She's messaging you like every 12 seconds. Like
Well,
she felt something.
no, I think even at the date, she was talking about her ex-boyfriend and how crazy this dude was crazy, but
Yeah.
he was a crazy genius, she said. And she still was infatuated with this guy. He was a her and they both had owned a restaurant together, and it fell apart during the pandemic, and then they broke up, and it was kind of new. But anyways, long story short, that fell apart.
Yeah.
And then I met another person on that same dating app that I met her, and I started talking to her at the same time. There's always two. There's never just one. There's always another one that just shows up. So I started talking to this other girl because I could just tell the other girl wasn't interested anymore. And I'm like, okay, this girl's at least we have more in common. This other girl I just met, it seems like we got more in common.
Right.
And then like we set up a date to go out, and then the next day she texts me, this new girl, and goes, I'm not really feeling a strong connection here. So we didn't even go on the date. I'm like, damn. So I don't know,
Hey,
man.
but she didn't waste your time, and I think that's cool.
Yeah, that's fine. Whatever. I mean, if that's how she felt, but it was just funny.
Yeah,
Like,
I would rather have girls be very direct like that than waste my time. For
true.
sure.
And that's what was happening with the other one. I could tell I was just wasting my time with her. It was just, texting, talking about her ex. Like I met you on a dating app, not to talk about your ex. Like, screw that guy. Like, why
That's
would I
like the
want to?
number one rule for entering any relationship.
For
Like, don't
sure,
talk
you
about your
don't.
ex.
No, I didn't talk about mine. I didn't bring up any of this. I thought that was very bizarre. And she did also make it very clear that she doesn't do dating apps. When we first
Mm.
matched, she was like, I don't normally do dating apps, but I wouldn't not go on a date with you. I thought that was a weird move. Okay, so you don't do dating apps, but you're on a dating app, and you don't
Yeah.
think I don't know, man. I trying to figure out women is like trying to figure out
Yeah.
freaking Japanese algebra, man. So, well, I know we're about to run out of time again, but
Oh, dang, dude. I wanted to tell you about some relationships I went through, bro. I
yeah,
went through some crazy stuff during the pandemic too, man. People are lonely, you
yeah,
know?
yeah,
So, we got, I remember once I brought up an episode a long time ago that me and my boss had a thing at work, and there's like that rule, you never touch your boss. But
right,
at the time I was, lonely and kind of depressed because I was like, pushing myself
yeah,
through a hard time in life. And you know how it is, like you're depressed and for some reason you convince yourself that if you kiss a beautiful woman, you're going to feel better.
mm,
And it was not the case at all.
mm,
And the funny thing was, we kind of just met every once in a while, like for like 2 weeks. And then at work, like we were together all the time.
yeah,
But the way I got rid of her was I just told her about what I believe religiously, and she was like,
yeah.
she noped out.
You actually told this story before, yeah, when you were on here about her, and
Yeah, yeah.
that was the reason why, and you were kind of actually glad.
Yeah, I
That
was
it,
really happy, dude. I
yeah,
spinned in my chair in the office. I was like, yes, I got out scot free.
I love that.
And then there was another chick, but if you want, we could like renew the call and then I'll tell my
Yeah,
story.
yeah, yeah. Let's do it real quick. Yeah, I'll just
Cool.
end it right now and I'll send it to you. All right, hang on.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh
Welcome back,
man,
everybody.
yeah, welcome back for the fourth time. Um, so you said you had another one, another.
Yeah. I got a couple actually, a couple.
Oh man,
And I think for everybody, the pandemic was an interesting time in terms of loneliness. Looking for love around every corner and all that jazz.
right,
And the pandemic started off a bit weird for me because I had gotten corona and I was like for 2 weeks just locked in my apartment, and people would like come by, put food in front of my door and stuff. And when you're just locked up for so long and your thoughts start racing, and you're like, not only are you like longing for the touch of a woman, but just to have a conversation with anybody, like anybody in general. It's like really
yeah,
it's a very secluded time. And but anyways, after all of that and everything, we all know about the bit with my boss, and then there was, I have to give her a code name too. Give me a code name for a German girl.
uh, Olga.
I knew you were gonna say that. Oh God! Actually, I thought you were gonna say Helga, but Olga's good. I like that.
Olga or Helga? I was thinking Helga, but Olga came out.
Brunhilde. No, but yeah. So there was this chick named Olga,
That's
and
your first problem. Okay.
um, yeah. Sorry, that's the guy who was hosting. We had to say goodnight to him. But yeah. So this chick named Olga, and you know, again, that was right smack dab in the middle of my depression, and I'm thinking with my thing, not with my brain. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And is this young, pretty girl with big blue eyes. She just starts at the camp as a social worker, and you know, and we just hit it off. Like, and for me, hitting it off at that time is just I'm able to make her laugh. That's it. That we really we have nothing else in common, like nothing. But you know how it is when you're not thinking with your brain, you're thinking with your appendage, and things make sense somehow.
I believe it was the great Robin Williams who said the problem is that God gave man both brain and a penis and only enough blood to function one at a time. Go on.
Yeah, that's very correct. So most of my blood wasn't in my brain, and and this girl was saying things that today would make me run away from a woman. She let's just say she had a certain belief system and a way of looking at the world that is just the total opposite of mine.
Okay.
But of course, I'm thinking with my appendage, I don't give a crap. I don't care what you believe, and and it does reach a point where we do kiss, and it left a bitter taste in my mouth. I was just like, oh gosh, I'm an idiot. Why did I think this would make me feel better?
Yeah.
And oh man, I was an idiot. And then that didn't work out. And actually, I got out of that one pretty scot-free. Like, it was the easiest letdown or like breakup I've ever had. Like, whatever.
Yeah.
But I have another story that I've never told. I don't tell too many people this, but I'm gonna tell you and your fat followers because because I love you guys. And so this one's coming from the deep archives of Chris's past. So during the pandemic, there was a girl that I worked with at the camp, and no joke, she was at the time the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. I mean, just genetically blessed in every sense. Like, and for me, the most important thing about a woman physically is her face. And she had the face of an angel, man. Oh,
Okay.
and everybody was in love with her. All my colleagues loved her. Even all the refugees, she worked in the medical bay. So like everybody would like fake sick just to see her, like it was crazy, dude. And I found out that she was a Christian. She found out I was a Christian. We would like talk about, God or whatever. And that kind of connected us. And we sparked up a friendship. And then I was the only person she met outside of the camp every once in a while, like as a friend. And the whole time I'm telling myself, she's just a friend. She's just a friend. Who cares? She hangs out with you outside. It doesn't mean anything. You're trying to tell yourself like she's just a friend. And of course, I end up catching some kind of feelings for her, but I bury it. I bury it like some kind of like a body. I'm ashamed of it, dude. I bury it. I'm like, no, she's gonna be my friend. She's just gonna be my friend.
Yeah.
And when we meet, we have like long conversations, dude. Like long conversations, talk about everything. You know what I'm saying? And like it was funny. Like we would meet and have these crazy long conversations, and you would think, oh wow, we have a deep connection. But then when it came to me contacting her to meet up, it would be like I would message her, and then she would respond like the next day, or sometimes even 2 days later. So like it was like mixed signals, and and then like she would always say, oh, that's just how I am, I never respond right away. It's always a day or 2 days later. But that didn't sit well with me because when people messaged her in front of me, she would always answer right away, and I was like, okay, I see where I'm a priority,
Yep.
And so she wasn't fooling me at all. Like I remember one time she even took a call and went in the next room and talked with some friend on the phone for like 30 minutes before she came back out and hung out with me.
Wow.
And but I mean, she said it was super important. I believed her. I don't know. But every time we hung out, we had a really great time and really great talks. And she was into smoking cigars or like cigarettes or whatever. And we would
those
just meet.
Cloved cigarettes. Is that what they were? Cloved cigarettes.
I have no idea. But we would meet like teenagers and smoke secretly.
Oh man, I've met this girl before.
Funny.
I've met her before. Go on.
Yeah. And so anyways, one day we're walking through the forest and we're having a grand old time talking about all kinds of stuff. And she says, Chris, I met a guy, you know, and that just crushed me. And I was like, man, here I am putting in all the work to like get to know her and maybe spark up a friendship that leads to more,
Yeah.
And it crushed me, man. But you know what I realized when I got home that night? I was like, I'm a terrible person because I befriended her, only to see if it would become romantic. And I realized that was so wrong of me. I was an
Mm,
idiot, you
yeah.
know?
Well,
And
what defined that you guys were friends and only that?
well, we had a
I
lot in
mean,
common. We had a lot
okay.
in common.
Yeah.
Like for example, we talked a lot about theology. We were big theologians, so to say. And she had a lot of questions about things she didn't understand. And I happened to be well versed in the Bible.
Yeah.
So I could very confidently and accurately answer a lot of, questions she had.
Yeah.
Also, we have a lot in common when it comes to caring for other people because we both work in the refugee sort of department. And we just talked about a lot of stuff, man, like a lot. And
Yeah.
I would tell about my childhood. She'd tell me about her childhood. Like really, we would just go digging deep into each other's past, and you just feel a connection with somebody that way. And
Hmm.
it was awesome. It was really cool. And she thought I was funny. You know
Yeah.
how a guy is. When you make a girl laugh, you feel like you got her. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
and my sister, man, she's so funny. I think she said, man, you got to be careful around funny guys. One
Mm.
day you're laughing, and then the next day you're in their bed.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, funny guys,
Yeah.
they hold a power, you know.
Oh, for
But
sure.
anyways, so I realized I was a terrible friend to her. I was like, am I really her friend? And
Mm.
sort of a guilt kind of stepped in, and
Yeah.
I realized, okay, at first I really tried to be her friend, but things
What?
just went sour real quick.
So once you started to realize there was a point in that I'm sure where you're like, okay, this is all to her just a friendship,
Yeah,
and
yeah, totally.
you were still trying to somehow change that.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah, totally. And
yeah, I've been there. Yeah.
and normally I would never waste my time doing that on anybody. Like,
Yeah.
like if they're not already digging me by like the fourth or fifth time we meet, then
Yeah.
forget it. And but for some reason, because she was such a 10 out of 10, I was like, I'm gonna give a little more effort than usual,
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so
Yeah, I've
at
been
some
there, man.
point, yeah, at some point I realized that I was thinking about her way too much. Like I would wake up in the morning thinking about her, go into bed thinking about her. And in her eyes, I was just a friend. And I was like, oh man, I
Sucks.
can't wear these shackles anymore, so to say,
Yeah.
Need a little Mary reference right there.
No, I have been there, man. I have been
Yeah.
there. I have been there and
Yeah.
done it. Bought the t-shirt. I have bought more than the t-shirt.
Uh,
I just have. I could go on. I was dating a girl years ago, and I should have known because when I met her in church and everything, we sang together, and she sang on the
yeah.
praise team. She has a very nice voice.
Mm,
I'm not even gonna make up a name for her or whatever. But just because it's a real quick story, but we bonded over playing music in church and stuff, and she was pregnant at the time,
whoa.
and then she had her baby, and it was like it got to the point where I was babysitting this kid, and
Wow.
yeah, and like basically almost lightweight raising this kid because she worked all the time, and then like especially when I was on leave and stuff, medical leave, I was watching him all the time. And
My story seems like nothing now compared to your students.
well, I had the same realization after a while. I I was like, yeah, this because she only looked at me as a friend and also eventually was vocal about it, which wasn't easy to take. But I'm like, at the same time, how I feel, and you
Yeah.
literally are kind of taken advantage of how I feel by
Yeah.
letting me watch her bastard child. So that was my feeling
Yeah.
on it. So I didn't feel too bad for taking our quote unquote friendship for granted. I
Mhm.
still have a little bitter about it, to be honest with you. It was just a little and then turned out she's actually a lesbian now. She's engaged to another, so she's a little nutty.
Dude, that's like a M. Night Shyamalan twisted ending. Like I did not see that coming, dude. That is wild, bro.
She's nutty, man. She's got issues. So yeah, I
Gosh.
mean, I wouldn't beat yourself up too much over that, but I see where you're coming from because I did feel the
Yeah.
same way. Like, dude, I
But
know better.
the Yeah, dude. But you know, the agony of this story comes in how I remedied the problem.
Oh, how's that?
Um, well, you know, like I said, I was thinking about her a lot and I couldn't take it. I could not stand the fact. And the great thing was she actually quit the job where I was working at. She went to go work at a hospital. So
Mm,
I didn't have to see her at work every day anymore. And I was
that took
thinking, you
care
know
of it.
what? You know what, man? If I just, because like when I did, eventually I reached a point where I stopped writing her. You know, I just like, yeah, maybe she'll
Yeah,
just like forget about me, you know?
right.
And after enough time went by, of course she wrote me. And of course I was the
Mhm.
idiot that was like, yeah, let's hang out, you
Every
know?
time.
and you know, you just, you know, like I'm telling you, dude, every time I was waiting to meet this chick, it was like an excitement, you know, like I was like,
Mhm.
ah. And I after a while I couldn't stand myself. I was like, no, no,
Mhm.
like, you know, and I just blocked her on
Yeah,
WhatsApp, on Telegram, on Facebook, Instagram. I mean, everything, you know,
yeah, everything.
and I just completely cut her out of my life. And I'm not gonna
Good.
lie, ghosting her like that was, I like at first it worked. Like,
Hmm.
because honestly, I should have just been mature enough to tell her how I felt and just get rejected like a man.
Yeah.
But you know, again, that was smack dab in the middle of my depression. I did not have the emotional skill set to do that yet. You know,
Hmm.
if it was
Yeah.
happening to me today, I would have just been very open right from the beginning.
Yeah.
But that's whatever. Anyways,
Yeah.
so it worked.
Yeah, it worked, and
I
that's good.
ghosted her, and I remember after like a month or two, I would like it just hit me like I was like, oh, I'm not I'm not thinking about her anymore. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
huh, you know, like it just hit
yeah,
me. I was like, huh, I totally forgot, you know,
yeah,
and it was like I just had my life back again, you know,
yeah.
and I just continued to ghost her, and I was always afraid I was going to run into her around town somewhere else, but like it never
Hmm.
happened. And because she was a busy girl, you know, she's working 12-hour shifts at the hospital, and then she's got to find time with
Hmm.
her family and be with her new boyfriend. And I'm like, hey man, you know,
Hmm.
good luck with your relationship with this guy. I mean, that guy is an if he screws this up with you, he is an idiot. Like he is a like
Yeah.
seriously, he's the biggest moron to walk this earth if he screws this up with you. You know what I mean?
Right,
I mean,
right.
seriously, dude. I mean, you take one look at this girl, and there's not like whoever this guy is, he better be like Prince Charming, like
Yeah.
you know. But
Sounds
anyways,
like sounds like that girl's poison.
for my mind at
Man.
least. But anyways, so like, long story short, I get married at some point, and and I realize now that it was very good that I ghosted her,
Hmm.
because there was no way I could step into a new relationship
Hmm.
100% if I still had one foot in a friendship with somebody else that I had a thing for.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Exactly.
So I had to do it, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, fast forward, I'm happily married. I love my wife.
Hmm.
And then all of a sudden I start feeling really bad about ghosting this chick.
Oh no.
You know, the regret had a couple of years delay, you know.
Mm.
You know, and I realized at the time that I ghosted her, I was like, I'm gonna accept any consequence. If she gets hurt, my bad. You know,
Yeah.
she'll move on. She'll be fine. She has a strong group of friends and family. She'll recover, you know, and forget about me altogether at some point.
Yeah. Yeah.
And but like I'm feeling guilty now. And I'm like, man, I hope one day that I could just meet her and just say, hey, I was in a weird place in my life and I should not have started a friendship with you under false pretense. I should have
Hmm.
been honest with you and I'm sorry. Can you forgive me? You know? And it was funny. I went back to Dresden to visit once, and I remember I was walking on the sidewalk and she rode past me on a bike, I think. Like I was pretty sure it was her. It happened really fast.
Hmm.
And she didn't even look at me, man. This chick hates me.
Yeah.
And in my head, I had that song going, you know, like she effing hates me, you know that one,
Yeah.
like,
Oh
I was like,
God, that's
this.
the worst. But it's great. It's great.
Yeah, yeah.
That song,
And
I will blast that song in situations like that
yeah.
only.
Yeah, I accepted that fate. I was like, hey, she hates
Yeah.
me. Hate me good. Hate me with all your heart, woman. I deserve it, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm just a man who accepts his fate, you know? So it's just like if she hates me, good. And if you're gonna
Yeah.
hate me with everything you got, girl. Don't
Yeah.
don't uh
Yeah. Don't hold
don't
back.
hold
Yeah.
out on me. You held out on me with the love, but don't hold out on the hate.
Yeah.
Like just give it all, you know? So I accepted that. And
Yeah.
it's funny, every once in a while when I'm in Dresden, I do this live stream where they do like worship, and her best friend is the sound person there. and and like she sees me and she's like, hey Chris, and I'm like, hey. And I just know that when she gets back home, she's like, hey Olga, I saw your
Nah.
ex-friend.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's
No.
playing guitar at the live stream.
Oh, jeez. Now, did she ever go to that church or whatever that
uh
worship thing?
no,
Okay,
no,
so you didn't
she
like
never showed
deter,
up.
so you never
Like
deterred her from there. That's good.
no, 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 no.
See,
I
I'm
like
always afraid of that's why I'm always reluctant to date anyone within the church because I don't want to like send anyone away because I'm not going
yeah.
anywhere. And like, you know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna leave this. I'm already playing like, every week. And like so like I had a girl yesterday. So I've been like I said at the beginning of this, focusing mainly on one church. Um it's a smaller church, but they do have a recovery ministry. So they have a lot of
Yep.
younger people that go there. And there's this lady. Oh, she's a nice lady. She's not exactly younger, but she's one of the people in that recovery ministry. I would say she's at least in her 40s, at least
Okay.
in her mid
Yeah.
40s, at
Yeah.
least in her mid to late 40s, at least in her Anyways, she sends me a message. She sends me a friend request yesterday. Yeah, and
Oh boy.
I sat on it all day, and then I accepted it on
I
Facebook.
just imagine you staring at your screen, just like,
Yeah, well, she was doing the same thing because within 30 seconds, she sends me a message. Hey, how's it going? Oh man, and I'm first of all not attracted to this lady at all. I didn't even
yeah,
meet her, so why are you like it'd be one thing if we met at church and
yeah, yeah.
we introduced each other and then we started talking, but it was like straight up like oh, excuse me, and I just felt bad because I know she's in recovery. I don't want to dissuade her from coming, so I also don't want to be a dick and not respond at all.
Boy, you're playing a dangerous game.
So
Oh
what?
man,
What do you think I should have done? Just not even say anything at all?
dude, I wouldn't have accepted the friend's request, to be honest.
Really? Not even that?
Yeah, not
See,
even
that was
that.
too far.
Cause
That was
like,
too
dude,
far.
I think you knew what was gonna come if you accepted that.
Yeah, but then I saw like
Come
she was
on.
friends with my mom and like everyone else. That's the thing. It's a small church, man.
Ah, okay, I see
It's
what's
not
going on.
like she's
Yeah.
literally, dude. And then she started commenting on my photos, and then like all over my
You're
feed.
so handsome.
She
Yeah.
stuff like that. Yeah, pretty close to that, dude. I'm not kidding. It was a bit much, and I have not responded or opened those messages
Mm.
ever since. They are just sitting there unopened, and I am not. I don't want I know and I feel like a dick, but
You know
I
you're gonna run into her at church, right?
oh I know,
Like,
but here's the thing is she's not gonna say anything because we didn't ever meet. We didn't talk. You just saw
okay.
me. You
Yeah.
she just saw me there and sent me a friend request.
Mm, I see. Maybe
So
actually it could be you're handling the situation the best anyone could, actually.
just by sending
Yeah.
that, by accepting it, and that's fine, and I can just say, "Hey, how are you?" or whatever. I don't know. I don't want to.
Yeah.
I'm not interested. I'm actually not interested at all. I mean, first of all, you're in recovery. You're 30 days sober from I don't know what. God knows what. And I'm not looking for that. I'll tell you that. Like, not to be
Yeah.
mean. I'm not trying to be
Yeah,
mean. I'm
yeah.
sorry, but like, no, just no, no, no.
Yeah.
So to go back to what you were saying to both of those. So
Yep.
that last girl that I was seeing, the Italian girl. I forget her name. What did
Teresa.
you?
Teresa.
Teresa.
Yeah. Who likes
She
pizza?
Yes, Teresa's Pizza. Yeah. So I hope she's not listening because I know she was listening to this. Well, if you are, you knew this was going to come eventually because I haven't said
Sorry,
anything.
Teresa.
Yeah, this was back in February when we went out. So, um, two things with her. With both, I can say yes. I'm glad I quit talking to her because she was also keeping me in the friend zone. And if I were to meet someone down the road, now I'd have this friend, Teresa, who's this hot Italian chick who wants
Spicy.
to be friends, and that wouldn't be good. And also to go back to the other person you're mentioning,
Yep.
two people ago, I kind
Olga
of
and Helga.
there were things about this
Yeah.
girl, yeah, there were things about this girl that I knew better, being raised the way I am, being raised
Yeah.
like Christian and just knowing
Yep.
better. And there were things like, okay, like she was talking about her friend who would come by and deliver weed to her. She would deliver her weed, and then her weed girl would also
Her weed girl.
yeah. I'm just saying this is how she was. She was very
Okay.
chill. And she was like, yeah,
All right.
my weed girl was uh sometimes she'll come over and it was a full moon. We'll do full moon things, she said. I'm like, full moon things? What does that mean? I asked her, I was like, what is
Full
full
moon,
moon?
baby.
What is full
That's
moon?
code. That's
Yeah,
code,
I
baby.
was like, what does that mean? She says, well, they do tarot card readings and stuff.
Ah, okay. I was
And
thinking something totally
no, it
different.
wasn't. No, it
All
wasn't.
right.
Well,
Okay.
not what you were thinking. No,
My
no, they
bad.
weren't. They weren't getting ratchet or anything.
Okay.
It
All
was
right. Gotcha.
no, she wasn't like a ghetto chick or anything. She was just
Okay.
kind of chill. She was from Jersey. She was a real Italian
Okay.
chick. She was Jersey.
Wow.
So,
A
yeah, so
genuine Italian.
she was boss. So like she was cool. I liked her. She was cool. And
Yeah.
but that alone, when she brought that up about tarot cards and stuff, man, that's a red flag for me. I am out when it comes
Ooh.
to that stuff. Any type of like
Yeah, dude.
witchcraft or anything, I am not a fan of. There are
Yeah.
many things in my life as far as like being a Christian that I've you know um what's the common phrase everyone says, they've deconstructed. I've deconstructed many things in my faith, but that's one thing I never I don't fuck with. I don't screw with
Yeah.
with tarot and
Yeah.
sorcery and witchcraft.
Yeah.
That stuff's creepy.
There's some new agey stuff that will always remain kind of taboo. I know what you mean. I know
Yeah.
what you mean.
That well, it's popular. That and like what else is popular with women these days? Stones, crystals, these little crystals or whatever. A lot of girls, they like buying.
Oh yeah, yeah. I see.
That's
Man, you know what I saw in the store the other day, dude?
Mm.
It was a store kind of like a typical like drug market, and they had a book section, and they were just straight up selling magic books. Like, I'm
Yeah.
not even joking.
Oh yeah,
It was
I see
like
that all over.
a book, you open it up and it's like how to do satanic spells,
Yeah.
how to make love potions, stuff like, and it wasn't like a joke book like Harry Potter or something. It was
No,
like
this is real.
for real. And I was like, man, and like any kid who's lost in his life just walks in here and finds this book and he goes, oh yeah, this is exactly what I need.
Yeah.
Like, oh, wow, dude. I was
It's
like
crazy.
blown away.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see that all the time. They have like in the mall. Our mall here is pretty much like a desert. There's nothing, everything's out of the mall. There's like no stores, but there's like these weird crystal stores. You go in there, it smells like incense and patchouli and hippie.
Get that new agey smell. Yeah, I know what
just
you're talking about.
that it just a little bit of a BO mixed in there. And
Yeah.
and
They're not bathing for ritual purposes.
no. And you go in there and you're like, wow, what is this? And sometimes I'll go in there because I like candles. I'll have a candle burning down here sometime, but I'm like, man, this is some weird stuff. But you used to see that like only strictly in the back area of Hot Topic. That's the only place you ever saw that. Now you see it everywhere.
Or
You see it
Spencer's.
Yeah, you see it at Barnes and Noble, for God's sakes. But I
Oh
wanted
my
to
goodness.
I wanted to share something with you real quick. I'm going to try and do this on here. I think I can. Um, this this is it just made me laugh when I saw this. Um, let me see. I wanted to share this video clip with you. I think you should be able to hear this. So mind your ears if you have a volume there. Maybe turn it down slightly. I don't
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
blow your ears completely out, but check out this video. I think you'll be able to see it.
Yep, I see something. Yeah, I see it. I see it.
Have you check this out? Let's watch this.
Come to my church. It's chill.
Yeah, that's what it says.
You know, the Bible says if you touch the prophets and the anointed ones of God, that you have a curse come upon you. I had one guy 2 weeks ago try to take my life with a knife. You know, this guy comes to my house. He's a Satanist from one of the Satanist churches here where they sacrifice babies and melt those babies into candles, their skin, and that's supposed to give them more demonic power. And these Satanists came to my house, 5 of them, and threatened my life. You know, there's a young person watching me, Kevin. I'm talking to you right now. You know who you are.
Kevin's in trouble.
Have you seen that?
My goodness. No, dude, but Kevin's in trouble, bro.
Oh my God. I died when I said that. There's so much to unpack in that. Like, you're going from, like, he's talking about babies and melting their skin. And
yeah, dude.
That was,
like, oh my gosh.
I remember the comments that said, one of the comments said, can you speak up? I'm a trifle distant this year. Could you Wonka? I was dying.
I just love how he seamlessly went from touching a prophet and being cursed to candles being made from babies. Like that was like smooth.
Yeah,
how did he do that?
Well, then he said that some people came to his house and threatened his life. Like, did this happen? Do you think this actually happened, or is this guy just?
I doubt it, to be honest, because he seems like he's in a charismatic church, and people make up stuff all the time, dude.
Right.
Those kinds of churches.
I don't believe that actually happened. I don't believe that.
Like being in a charismatic church is like you might as well tell fake stories in the same way people do it online for online clout. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Same concept. You know?
Yeah. It was crazy. Yeah, I saw that. I'm like, dude, like, okay, yeah, crazy, but like, did this happen? Did it not happen? And if it did happen, this guy's a crazy person who has a platform.
Yeah, someone gave him a mic.
Someone gave this guy a microphone, and he's gonna say what happened to him instead of actually going through some type of therapy, because it sounds traumatic if that actually happened to him.
Yeah.
Babies
totally.
melting skin and people with a knife. It sounds like a massacre.
Oh man, that sounds wild. You got another crazy video for me?
That was the only one I was able to. I had to download it and send it. I wish I wish you were able to see this. It sucks. I don't even know.
No worries.
Yeah, but that. Yeah,
and we should do an episode where we collect a bunch of clips, like crazy clips from those kinds of churches, and just go through them, react to them.
That's kind of what I wanted to do today, but next time we do it, man, I'll have this down. I'll get this going. I think I'm just gonna go with Zoom. It seems to be the best. That other app isn't working. I liked the other app that we were using. But
I don't know why it wasn't working. That was very weird. Actually.
Well, yeah, I don't know. That was weird too, but whatever. It's I'll probably just go stick with this Zoom, and maybe I'll buy a subscription or whatever. But next time I'll get this down. I'm sure there's a way that I can tether my software. I pay for the software that I'm using. I should be able to tether that to the Zoom, and you should be able to see what I'm seeing. So it shouldn't be this difficult. So
actually, the screen sharing worked flawlessly just now. So that was legit.
Well, that was because I had to go in and like grab it from my files in my computer. But what I'm using a different server called Medicam Studio. It's how I run all my cameras in here when we do so it's a totally different thing. I just need to figure out how to get the settings from Medicam to work. There is a way to do it, but I just haven't figured it out. So next time we'll have it together. But these are one-offs. I've just been kind of a slow burn on this season. Trying to do up the quality any way at all possible because
Yeah.
our numbers were suffering, but they really went up. That our last interview,
That's great.
and
That's great. They might go down after this episode, though. We'll see.
that seems to be the trend. That when I do these ones, they are lower. But
Yo, guys, stick around. Stick around.
yeah,
Don't go.
Right.
This is just him getting his practice, and he's getting in another 10,000 hours.
Right. Yeah, and I'm very close to getting a sponsorship. So finally making some money. I've spent so much money down here, it's ridiculous. But this is a passion project, so
it's looking dope, man. I have to say your basement's looking way better than the last time I saw it.
Appreciate it, man. Yeah, I wish I could show you the different angles. I got cameras everywhere down here.
Where'd you get that couch back there, man? That thing is dope. It's like straight from the 70s. Like,
it looks it actually is a futon. It lays down. It looks like
that's what's up.
Yeah, but it's nice. I got it on Amazon. Got it on Amazon. I had it upstairs, wasn't using it, so I brought it down here. I got another couch over here behind me.
It looks good, dude.
Got some microphones. Kind of outgrowing this place, but yeah, we're still plugging away, still doing this thing, and whenever I can. So, but yeah, man,
keep working on the basement, man, because that's gonna be like the coolest man cave ever. Like, wow.
Thanks. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying my best because it's like two different scenes. I have the podcast, and then I also have my band is here. We're practicing, we're recording down here. I have to set up like two different scenes, so it's crazy. So like, yeah, so when those guys come over here. I gotta, especially even on my board, which is nice. I have different scenes I can set on the board. So I have like my own podcasting scene, and then another one for when we're recording. And it took me a long time to figure all that out because I just, it's just time consuming, man. Going in, learning all this crap. My God, like totally. I don't have time. I barely have time to do the show. So, but but yeah, man,
I know exactly what you mean. I'm actually, believe it or not, I'm doing a podcast with my buddy, my other friend here in Dresden, and it's called The Common Christian.
Nice.
And we mostly focus on answering like I don't say answer questions, but more like talking about things that the common Christian has questions about. You know what I mean? And they have trouble figuring out like how to understand certain things that can seem kind of ominous or mysterious in the Bible. Yeah. So it's more of a theology kind of podcast. And we're doing a lot of test episodes right now, just testing out certain topics and just talking about it. And
not streaming anywhere right now. It's not.
No, nothing like that. We do exactly what me and you were doing right now. We just meet online and we just pick a topic to talk about, and it's been going pretty well. And I guess what you could say is we not just talk about a topic, but how could we talk about the topic in the most biblical fashion possible? Because I think a lot of times we attach our own superstitions or our own beliefs to certain things in the Christian faith, and it ends up kind of distorting our view of how we should view our lives from a biblical perspective, So
yeah,
it's interesting. It's very interesting.
So basically you're being more responsible than me. Just putting whatever out here.
Yeah, kind of. I don't want to say I'm being more responsible.
Well, it's just like in a way, like you're not actually per se putting the content out there, but you're working on kind of almost perfecting how you want to put it out there. And that's because again, we don't want to put anything out there that could potentially be just wrong, just straight up wrong. You know what I mean? I know you're laughing. And that's the beauty of this show. I love that it's lame brain and it really is. I take great pride in it. It's
that's awesome, dude.
No, but that sounds legit what you're doing. I like that. I like that idea. That's smart. That is a smart move. I like that.
Yeah, because we want, people to listen to it and really take something away from it and not be like, oh, that was witty banter for an hour, but like, oh, they actually opened my eyes to something,
Right. Yeah. There's different types of podcasts. There's not everyone is lame brain like me. They're like my friend.
Not lame brain. I like what you do, man. It's good stuff.
It's more radio show-esque, it's just, and I also like looking at the evolution of it. I almost said elevation of it. like like
Too
elevation.
worship minded, bro.
Right. Yeah, that's an elevation. That elevation worship. Evolution.
Down there.
I've heard that.
Evolution.
Evolution worship. I ain't going to that church.
Evolution. I hear they believe in evolution.
They believe it.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. I don't know. I don't even know where to go with all that, but I hope that goes well. And whenever
Thanks.
whenever that comes out for real, let me know and I'll check that out. And
yeah, man, maybe we'll even have you on as a guest.
That'd be good. Yeah, I'll clean up my act a little bit and and come on. That'd be
show
great.
up on the stream wearing a full suit. You know, you're like, I'm here. Let's open the word.
Reverend
Ryan.
I got my collar on. Yeah. No, that'd be great, man. Yeah, that'd be awesome. That'd be awesome, and that's awesome.
That would be sick. Yeah,
I'll
let you know when that's ready to go. When we're ready to roll with that.
Yeah, dude, definitely. I'm interested. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm collaborating with other people. The other podcast I'm going to be on, Not Awkward. Can't remember the whole name of it. God, I'm terrible with names. It's called Not Awkward, Just Homeschooled, I believe is the name of it.
Yeah.
If that's wrong, I apologize, Jeremy. And thank you for having me on. But I'll be on there soon.
Thank you for having me on. We got less than a minute here. So.
Yeah, man. So let's wrap this up. And dude, thanks again. Nothing else you want to plug or anything? Just that?
No, I'm good. Maybe next episode we can listen to some tunes for my album. You know,
we'll do that. Yeah, I'll play something. Probably when we come out of here. I'll play something. So,
all right.
Thanks again,
cool.
Chris, for being here. And I'll talk to you soon, brother.
Yeah, for sure, man. Take it easy, bro.
Oh, man. You too.
Peace out, bro.
All right, later. All right. And that was my friend Chris Molina once again. Good friend of mine. We've been through a lot, and man, so many stories that we could really retell if we really wanted to. Now that we got some newer followers, but I just want to close things off here, and hope you guys have a great evening, and thank you for watching. Don't forget to do all the things, like us, go on all of our socials, please. I'm really trying to get the numbers up, man. I'm only one person, so and we'll talk to you guys soon. All right, later. Hey, thanks again for joining us on Your Drive Home podcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the show. And also don't forget to follow us on all of our social medias. We will talk to you guys soon. Until then, drive safe.